Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nevernamed and the TurtleMelon Talk About Stuff podcast in the shell. I've had a few different names for it now. It's just being called the Nevernamed and TurtleMelon Talk About Stuff.
But
either
will
way.
we?
Will we talk about stuff? No we won't. It's going to be
will
complete...
we? No, complete silence.
Complete silence for 2 hours. But today we're going to be doing another sort of challenge, which is actually based on a really cool item that Nevernamed has just recently made. So we'll pop in. We'll start up our little,
you're too kind,
our little roll. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We're starting with the chamber gun, and whatever this is, the afflicted amulet. Blanks apply fear for 3 seconds. Interesting. And we also start with some god awful stats. Oh my!
Yay!
Okay, so we have a 19% damage down, an 8% boss damage down. How much speed down is that? That's a lot of speed down there as well. That's like a 23% speed down, I think, something like that. Spread is up. Rate of fire is down by 24%. Oh, this is just awful.
But hey, you have like an 18% clip size up. I mean, it's all worth it.
This might be the worst roll I've ever seen. Okay, this speed is unbearable.
You're gonna need to make heavy use of the crucible.
Yeah. so this could be a quick one. So let's
the crucible is an item I've made that is basically, if you know the D10 or more affectionately the Dio from Isaac, it rerolls enemies into other enemies, and I've made that for Gungeon.
And it's pretty darn useful in some rooms. Right.
Yeah, basically you want to use it on big enemies to reroll them into small enemies. If you use it on small enemies, you're a dumbass. And this version of the mod I've given Turtle should have a Crucible version of the Crucible with infinite charge. Yeah. So this isn't how... It's not meant to stun them. What?
It's part of, what's its name's pack? Forget, the Hollowed by Ed Clancy. He made it so that all transmog enemies are very briefly stunned so you don't get telefragged.
Well, I guess that's not too crazy.
It's a really brief stun. It really doesn't hurt too much. It's just so when you turn things into something else.
I was just a bit surprised because the item was doing something that I didn't code and I was scared.
It was mainly made for when devolvable. It's used to transform things into other enemies. Because that used to be a pain in the ass when they transform into a shotgun and immediately shoot. So he basically nerfed that ability. But yeah, we're starting with some god-awful stats here today. The backpack would be nice. But yeah, so effectively, this thing, we're going to be using it every room, only once. I was going to just spam it until we get stuff, but I'm not. I'm just going to use it once. I'll also try and use it once per wave as well. Oh my god. Probably not going to the jungle then.
Good job.
That's a nerf.
I mean, you could always just load. You could always just load the jungle directly to show off my epic expand the Gungeon compatibility.
I mean, yes, of course I can.
Yeah, because this is basically just 3 books. He's starting a library.
Oh my god, the movement speed is so gonna get me killed. It's so low. I mean, also the fire rate and damage is not helping.
I think the enemies are gonna be what's getting you killed, Turtle. To be honest.
True.
I don't think the movement speed's gonna pull out a gun and shoot you.
But this is pretty bad stats. I've never had this bad stats on a roll before.
Also, why are you using the chamber gun on the first floor?
Because I don't know, to be honest.
It's worse than a septic arse boil.
Oh my god. Graphic.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Although, is this better? Yeah, I think it is.
But yeah,
no.
yeah, the item is better. Since it pulls from the enemies that are present on the floor, which isn't something that I knew how to do normally. I could probably, thinking of it, could probably have looked at the drill for some sort of code to do that.
Yeah.
But because I want my items exactly the way I like them, and I don't like being uncertain of what an item can do, I tediously wrote out a list, manual lists of all enemies from all floors.
Oh, Damn. Like, I was saying, though, that's the most tedious way of doing it, but at least then you are sure that it is doing exactly what you intend it to do.
Yeah.
Like, I have done that a few times before when coding, where I've gone through and made a manual list rather than generating one, just because it means I can be sure the list is giving me exactly what I want it to, and excluding things I want to exclude.
Yeah. It also would mean that spent can't show up. Certain enemies that I just don't like the idea of showing up on a reroll won't show up. For example, spent could cause a lot of issues if you can reroll other enemies into
if you
them.
rerolled a full room of like 10 enemies into 10 spent, it would be a nightmare.
Yeah, because each one of them would spawn more waves. Because each one of them would count as the inciting wave of spent.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, when you spawn a spent with the room creator or via spawning it like that, a spent, you place one of them and it spawns around 4 because the first one is like the generator. And so the rooms where you see multiple waves of spent, that isn't actually multiple waves, that's one wave of spent.
Yeah, spent multiply when killed is the best way to put it.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's a reason why when you're dealing with enemies and spawning enemies in particular, with items, you typically want to exclude spent because they can cause a lot of problems.
Yeah. Oh, just quickly before we dive into more of this conversation, I do want to give a big shout out to SirWow, who made what should be the thumbnail for this video now, the new characters. Really amazing work from SirWow there. She's an artist that's been getting into modding recently and joined my Discord recently and been making a lot of fan art, which I'm very appreciative of. And also Voss as well. Voss is a guy that's been on my Twitch over the past few weeks and just recently joined my Discord. He joined and nitro boosted my server 28 times. That's like $70 or something.
Is he the one who I said was a simp?
Yeah. It's simping on my channel. My god, it's crazy though. Like, what a huge... Like, it's just an absolutely massive amount of money to spend on boosting a server.
I like how every time... I like how every time someone finds this chest room, they always run a circle around it and destroy all the parts.
It just feels like you have to. Also, this run might be the worst run I've ever had. Like, the chamber guns to start with is garbage. The grass chopper with longer reloads as well, pretty garbage.
Good gun, good game, good gun.
I'm very tempted to just kill myself.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
Just to get this over with. Now, can it reroll a boss? I'm very disappointed.
It can't reroll bosses, no, but it can reroll their summons when they summon them. I could make a transmogrify that rerolls bosses, but why would I?
Yeah. Yeah, so
it's not a matter of it being completely impossible, it's a matter of me not wanting to do it.
Yeah. So one cool thing as well about the reroll is that you can reroll big enemies into things like bats and blobulins, which appear on most floors. So it's actually probably, if you have mostly big enemies like a lead maiden or like a few gun nuts in a room, it's probably worth doing a reroll for the chances of them becoming lower enemies. And I'm assuming they can't reroll into the same enemy you already are as well.
I'm gonna think. It's possible. I think it's possible that they can.
Yeah, you didn't specifically deny that ability.
Yeah, they can technically, but because of the way Transmogrify works, if it tries to transmogrify them into the same enemy, it just does nothing, so it's not like it's going to heal them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the way Transmogrify works in the game is that, basically, you tell the game what the GUID of the enemy Now, will you be taking yourself to the jungle?
Yeah, I will do.
Can
you remember the code?
Load level B_jungle -C. Load level has a underscore between the two words.
Ah. Load level.
Level.
What's
B_jungle.
Is that it?
Space.
Oh, space.
-C.
-C. Let's give it a go.
Yeah. Because Rocket Mod considers the jungle to be broken, you need to put in a little -C in order to confirm that you really absolutely want to go there.
Yeah, because it thinks that it's a floor that isn't finished.
Yeah. More than that, it thinks it's a floor that is non-existent. So in this room would probably be a good time to use it.
Yeah. Oh, we can turn into gun fairies. Cool.
I mean, you chose to use them as enemies on this floor, so I figured, why not?
No, it's cool. I like that. Okay, I'm going to keep accidentally changing my chamber gun all the time because I have to reload this one to use it.
But yes, thing with the Crucible is because I did that manual list thing, I can make it so... I made it so that it's 100% compatible with Expand the Gungeon, so these jungle floors... The jungle floor, rather. There's only one.
Yeah.
The jungle floor and the belly floor, it works on them as well, picking enemies from their enemy pool.
It's very nice. Very nice. Got it.
But yes, the ideal use case for the Crucible is where you walk into a room with a bunch of strong enemies and re-roll them into weaker enemies.
Yeah.
Because when they're strong, you know, it can't get much worse. Just statistically.
Yeah, it's a genuinely good item if you use it correctly. Especially if you have high coolness and can use it as rapidly as I am. Obviously, I very highly doubt it can be used once per room, even with max coolness.
It actually has a pretty... short and forgiving cooldown on it. Because I wanted to encourage its use. Because I felt like it's one of those items that people won't use unless it's, like, burning a hole in their pocket.
Yeah.
So, I actually gave it a pretty forgiving short cooldown, just to make people want to use it.
Nice. Okay, that's good. So there is a possibility with high coolness that you can use it once per room, and
yeah,
that's
probably a possibility with high coolness that you can use it multiple times per room.
Yeah, and that's the ideal use case for it. Being able to use it once per room, it basically means that any room you come across where it just has one big enemy or a few big enemies, which is plenty of the rooms in this game, especially some of the custom ones, then you can deal with them a lot easier. Of course, the problem being with some of them, some enemies aren't meant for certain rooms especially, and you'll have some cases where the enemy gets stuck somewhere. It's unlikely, but there is times where that will happen.
Yeah. The enemies usually reposition themselves fairly quickly if they appear in a wrong place, but that's why I did caution you before this, Turtle. The item, if you spam press the use button, it can end up with enemies clipped into walls and even escaping the room.
Yeah, because it moves them slightly, yeah.
Yeah, it's because the disparities in enemy hitbox.
Mm-hmm. Ow. I feel like I'm getting, like, pretty low frames right now, and I can't really tell why.
Magic. I mean, you are playing a game, recording it, and on a Discord call, and streaming it, so...
That's true. That's true. As long as it's not too noticeable on the video, which I don't think it is, because I record at 30 anyways.
Funny thing about these guys, the Misfire Beasts,
yeah.
If you re-roll another enemy into a Misfire Beast, the Misfire Beast immediately creates a projection, which counts as another enemy for purposes of the Crucible. And that's just... I might have been able to code something specific to make it not do that, or just to make it delete the projection or something, but again, I don't know, why would I?
Yeah,
other enemies
I know. It's fine, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, other enemies that spawn enemies aren't exempt, so why would that one be?
Yeah.
You know?
By the way, can we just talk about that previous room where I turned a phaser spider immediately into a bullet, and that's it?
Yeah, that's the like ideal use case. You've got 2 phaser spiders in this room. You may as well just give it a shot.
I've already re-rolled once, so I'm not going to re-roll again. I don't want to just spam it every time I see bad enemies. I want to re-roll once when I enter a room and then just deal with the consequences.
When will you learn that your actions have consequences? You freaking fricks! Stop ruining Gungeon!
This run is painful. It's painful.
Oh, but Turtle, we like watching you suffer.
Oh, I know. I know. That's why I'm sticking with it, because it's painfully, hopefully fun to watch. Yeah, also, since the Crucible pulls from the floor's enemy pool, how good it is really depends on what enemies are present on the floor. Mm-hmm. This floor is actually a really good contender because it has quite a lot of weak enemies. It has all the bullets. It has it has arrowkin, and honestly, gun fairies are pretty weak. Like in terms of their health. Nope, that was good.
Most. You just re-rolled him into an enemy that couldn't fly, so he just fell into the pit immediately. I love doing that. It's so much fun. But yeah,
rooms like that are the worst.
Yeah, that's
never re-roll those.
Yeah,
rooms.
it's the worst use case. The worst use case because you're turning a really weak enemy into a friggin' shambling round.
Yeah, although one bonus of that is currently on my actual save file. I'm not on that right now. On my YouTube save file, I do need to kill shambling rounds. So having this would be amazing on this floor. Just re-roll everything to shambling rounds to get your rifle challenges done.
True.
Ow, my gosh.
Yeah. So my manual lists. Another bonus of using manual lists is it meant I could do the chaos, the true chaos sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where there's a synergy that with chaos bullets or chaos amulet, where it can just pick pretty much any enemy in the whole game, regardless of floor. And it also includes things like chickens, harmless critters, snakes.
Maybe we should give ourselves that synergy for the next run.
Sure, just give yourself like chaos bullets or something.
Because I'm definitely going to die on this run in the next floor. I do not have the guns, the health, the speed, the damage, or the fire rate to sustain this run. Or the will, I mean,
Winchester's pretty good.
Also, Q bullets are pretty good.
Turtle. You will fight. You will not let yourself die.
Wait, did that gun fairy spawn a pot, or did it just spawn in the exact position of a pot?
Yeah, gun fairies actually spawn pots when they spawn in. It's weird.
Alright.
Like, all I'm doing, I'm not actually placing that pot manually, I'm just spawning a gun fairy, and it just creates a pot. It's really weird. Go on. I was hoping you would re-roll it and see, like, the enemies fall into pits again. It's so funny.
Oh, how I do love the jungle floor. It's so nice.
But yes, because of my manual lists, you can't get enemies re-rolling into confirmed, key bullet, or chance skin.
Damn.
Except on this floor, of course, because confirmed on this floor are placed as normal enemies.
If you have key bullet effigy, it should allow them to re-roll into key bullet kin and chance kin.
The true chaos synergy lets it re-roll into key bullet and chance skin though.
Oh, okay, fair.
So
re-rolling this woman's spawns is gonna be horrible. Also, I realized recently in an episode that she doesn't have a damage cap.
Yeah, it's probably a result of her being from the past. So, what was I saying?
Who knows?
I'm losing my mind. I still like how even though Apache, like, buffed the hell out of the parasitic abomination, if that's what we're calling it now, she's still more difficult.
Oh my god, I'm so dead. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice misfire beast you got there.
I know. Right, so yeah, that was mainly terrible because of the stats we rolled. I've never had that bad stats on a random run. That was truly terrible.
Nice.
Truly, truly awful.
So yeah, the only exception for the, like, confirmed spawns is the jungle, because they're placed there as a normal enemy.
Yeah.
So on the jungle, you can just re-roll other enemies into confirmed.
Yeah.
True Chaos also lets you re-roll enemies into confirmed.
So we get Flame Hand and Gunlust, which I believe is still kind of laggy, but that's fine. Oh my god, stop. What's just...
Hey, Turtle, you got a 100%, you got 100% damage, though. Perfect run.
Heck you, game. I'm re-rolling. It's not what I meant to do.
Nice.
I will not accept these garbage stats.
Oh my goodness.
Don't give me
cheesing the game.
Don't give me exactly 100%.
How could you?
It gives me exactly 1 damage and tells me it's a bonus. Fuck you, game. Oh my god, right. Starting with the ballot and trusty lockpick, that's decent. Not again. Oh. God damn it. Do you know what? I killed him. I killed him. Do you know what? I'll accept this. I'll accept this because there is no one stat that's awful. The only one that's really bad is boss damage. The rest are only minor annoyances. But my god. It does not like me today.
That's brilliant.
Oh, it does not like me today.
Also, that exception with, confirmed, I also applied it to the rat flaw with regards to chance skin.
Okay.
And just any one of the chaos thing. Oh, I should make it with the chaos ruby as well. I completely forgot I added that.
Yeah.
So now it can reroll into any enemy in the game. I can do anything!
Look at this room straight away. This is gonna be a nightmare. Oh my god.
Yes, it gets with the I can do anything synergy, it gets better as the run progresses, because on the later floors those enemies don't come as such a big shock. But there you see you just re-rolled 2 gun nuts into Jamamancer. I guess the Chancellor's just decided that he is going to be stunned.
I don't know what's going on. There you go. And there's just a candle over here. Oh, you need to disable these. Them candles, you need to disable those from spawning. Because that fire never disappears on the entire, for the entire floor. And if you get multiple of those on one floor, it makes the game really, really laggy. I learned that the hard way when making custom rooms. You need to make an exception for those.
Sometimes I just forget that some people are running potatoes.
Oh no, honestly.
But you see there, it just re-rolled him into a harmless little squirrel.
My PC's mega, and it still lagged my game.
Maybe I won't make an exception, but I'll talk to Apache about maybe seeing if I can figure out how to set the flag that makes the fire go away.
Yeah.
Because their fire only
really
lasts
rare.
forever because it's meant to, what?
Them enemies are really rare anyways, you probably won't see many per floor, but there is of course the chance that you will. Popcorn boy.
Yeah, so I can do anything is pretty interesting in that it does include a bunch of just really harmless.
That's not.
Oh, I forgot. That's not in the release version, but that's because I accidentally left my hard mode pattern on.
So does that mean creatures and fallen bullets are just hard mode enemies for this run?
I would like to start off by saying I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
I'm sorry. But I accidentally left because I've been experimenting with hard mode patterns. I'm a part of hard mode now, thanks to Esprit Create's exhaustion. And because of that, I am experimenting with making hard mode bullet patterns. And what you just saw was one of those hard mode bullet patterns. Namely, the Fallen Bulletkin. He's
made the Creech and the Fallen Bulletkin so far. They're both really cool, and they're definitely fitting with hard mode. But yes, unfortunately, they're currently in this build of the game, so we're not playing hard mode. But them two enemies.
I am like 90%, I'm like 80% sure I disabled that in the actual release version of the mod. But because I made this version like 20 minutes ago, it doesn't have the luxury of being
For the sake of this chest, I didn't re-roll this room. Because I want this chest. Oh my god.
What do you mean? Re-rolling him straight into an explosive enemy would be great.
Oh, love it. Finished gun. So you're telling me there's a chance. Also, what happened in that room?
I think you re-rolled the pit enemy and enemy over the pit into something that can't survive pits, frankly.
Nice.
Water barrel is still unscathed somehow.
I know.
The thing will die to like a single bulletkin, but it won't die to a whole fucking revolvenant.
I always forget that they're called revolvenants. I completely blank on their name.
It's a pun on revenant.
Yeah, I realise, but I just completely forget it every time.
Yeah, it's a very forced pun.
See, that situation right there is exactly why that stun is brilliant, because that shot grub would have shot me immediately with no way of me escaping it.
Just dodge the bullets, my dude.
Okay. I didn't realise I was supposed to.
Yeah, it's a little known fact about Enter the Gungeon, but your runs last longer when you dodge.
Ah, that's where I've been going wrong.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Makes a lot of sense, actually, now, thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, the shopkeeper even says so.
Right. Chancellor. It turned him into a gunslinger.
That could have actually buffed the boss, so it's a good thing you dispatched.
That's what I mean, like, as if it turned him into an actual enemy that could really help out the boss.
No, I meant that gunslinger could have actually applied his buff effect to the Bullet King, making him move faster.
I know,
and have more health.
the moving faster would have been a nightmare. That's
Precisely.
crazy. I remember originally...
the best character from the best movie. Precisely!
Bullet King originally on hard mode did move faster, and I was like, no, undo that.
Oh, this hard mode is too hard for me. You're gonna cheaty hacksaw the gun, the gungle, the jungle.
Yes. Load level.
You can do it, Turtle. I believe in you.
B underscore jungle. C.
You're almost there.
Minus C.
I'm so proud of
Do
you.
that one.
I'm so proud of you.
I remember. I can do.
I'm so proud.
Basic commands.
I'm so proud.
To be fair, I should know that by now, considering when testing the jungle, I had to type that in every time I booted the game.
It's like riding a unicorn, you never forget.
Yeah, because you've been pierced by it because of its horn.
You're not meant to be pierced by the unicorn, Turtle. What are you talking about? I think you've been riding unicorns wrong.
You're not meant to sit on its head?
Please think about what you just said.
Nope, I will not. I refuse. I will do no such thing. Also, another bonus of the Crucible is it can reroll jammed enemies into non-jammed enemies.
But it can also reroll non-jammed enemies into jammed enemies.
Yes, that's also true.
Yeah, all that... Okay, so...
That was a low roll.
Nice. So, think about transmogrification. It's a pretty simple effect made up of a bunch of smaller parts.
Yeah.
Basically, what it does is it spawns the enemy... Well, first of all, there's a bunch of checks to see what, if the enemy is eligible to be transmogrified, right?
Whoopsie. I accidentally double tapped it there, rerolled a keykin and killed it and immediately got the key.
That appears to have not actually spawned 2 keys, despite the key bullet kin being jammed.
I think you have to kill it to get the second key, maybe.
Shouldn't do, because I'm not making any special code. Oh well.
You done goofed there, kiddo. But yes, by the way, something that someone mentioned, this is a feedback that I kind of need from the audience here. I mean, obviously you as well, Nevernamed. Someone mentioned about us doing a Basement Seed Isaac podcast. So
we could do it for a couple episodes, sure.
Yeah, I was wondering what people would think of that. I know obviously most people are like the Gungeon.
By Basement Seed Isaac, do they mean like just play the Basement Seed constantly for like 7 years and see how fucked up it gets?
Yeah, so one of the suggestions was give ourselves the item Little Larry, which is a mod pack item, which is Larry Jr., the little snake dude.
I know what Little Larry is, yes.
Just constantly gets bigger with every floor you go to. Because it would get pretty nutty. Second key bullet in this floor.
Yeah.
Dankeschön.
See, I told you. And now you've just completely skipped all the backup spent.
Yep, nope, I haven't.
What? That's not meant to happen.
Oh, look. Look who it is.
Yeah. Also, if you notice,
him in the pit.
look around just a bit in that room. When Spent are transmogrified, they don't stop doing their, like, dirt animations.
Oh my god.
So they just leave little puffs of dirt on the ground.
Lovely.
It's something I don't know how to fix, and I don't really care to. It's just visual. I realize that 50% of me talking about my items is saying, I mean, this is broken, but I don't really care.
Do you expect
I feel like that's a bad
it?
look. I feel like that's a bad look.
Maybe. Oh, that was a beautiful reroll. Reeled him into an inanimate snake.
Yeah. See, that's the beauty of the I can do anything synergy.
For the most part, it's been working out really well. We've been getting some really basic tier enemies. It's just the one-off chance of you getting a really bad enemy, like a shot grub. Again, very grateful for the 0.1 second of stun when they spawn in.
Yeah. Basically, all transmogrifying is it spawns the new enemy, deletes the old enemy from existence completely, and plays a sound effect.
Yeah.
And it was actually really weird seeing it, like, in action, because I just never had considered how it would work. And then actually reading the code, I'm like, oh, this is actually really simple.
Okay, want to get rid of that guy before he chases me into other rooms. That's cool, though, yeah. You wouldn't expect it to be so simple, but it's nice that it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of Gungeon code is simpler than it has to be. Like, it could be more efficient and probably work better, but they just do it in the simplest way.
It was a case of I'm not sure what I was expecting, you know?
Yeah.
Like, imagine you open up the hood of an alien saucer, and everything just makes sense. You're like, I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. So,
this is a question that I know you'll say no to, but I know that flak bullets is really fucky. But is there any way you could make a synergy for flak bullets that make all the flacked bullets actually be the bullets? Like, do you know how when it fires out the 3 flak bullets, then they don't actually take on the properties of the gun that fired it? It'd be super cool to see it actually. It'd be super cool to see a version of it where it actually took on the bullet properties. But I know that flak bullets is really kind of broken and hard to work with. So I'm guessing that wouldn't be possible.
It's dusty up here. Oh. Anyways, what I was going to say is, ask Apache.
Yeah.
He's the best person you should ask about that.
That would be super cool. Because it's always bugged me that you get some super cool interactions, like for something like the grenade launcher or RPG with the with flak bullets, and you don't get any extra explosions. It's just sad. I think people kind of overrate flak bullets. It doesn't actually do that much damage. It's just fun. Oh my god! I got the thingy boss one.
The thingy boss, nice, specific.
The one from the high dragon. The advanced dragon.
That's the normal tree. Come on, you can get. I know you'd get there in the end, buddy.
Pitchfork. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good for a D tier chest item.
Considering I have a spread increase as well. It's very nice, very nice.
What if there was an active item that let you turn any chest into an unlocked brown chest?
That'd be interesting. I like the idea of that. Do you know what would be a cool item? This one would be really fucky, but one that just swaps 2 stats around randomly.
Well, you know I like my items fucky.
Because, like, imagine that, like, you have 10 curse and it switches for 10 damage. Or, like, you have, like, a speed of, like, 11 and it switches with your spread.
It sounds possible.
It would be a pretty terrible item, but it'd be really funny.
You'd need to do some... if you wanted it to be fair, you'd need to do some,
Did I say I wanted it to be fair? No, I mean like
fucking get 10 speed then, bitch. See what I care.
I mean like exact
just
conversions.
run straight into a pit.
The only thing that I would say probably speed would have to be denied from it, because imagine getting your damage and speed mixed around. You get 7 damage but 1 speed. That would be just awful.
And that's what I mean when I say conversions. Speed should be a 7-to-1 thing with most other stats.
Oh, I don't even know if the conversions, like, I like the idea of you having something like coolness or curse and switching out for your damage and getting like 10 damage. I kind of like the risk of that, but speed is the only one where you wouldn't want 1 speed.
It has also occurred to me that I don't know how I'd, like, stop passive items from interfering with that.
True.
Because, like, that's cool and all, but, like, you can drop and pick up passive items at any time, and I don't think they'd play as nicely with that concept.
I should have watched the creature's new shots.
No, you shouldn't have.
I should. It's cool. I want to show people. Yeah, definitely the first floor was by far the most dangerous. We're starting to get to the point. I mean, Finish can obviously really help out here. Oh, this room's been made way better. Now we don't have to deal with them shitting things. Yeah, Nevernamed added
now
a
there's a bunch
barrels.
of explosive barrels.
Yeah, he added a bunch of barrels to this room to make it more enjoyable to fight them, because you can kill them easily with the barrels rather than spending 7,000 ammo trying to destroy them all. This attic is really dusty. I'm just gonna cough for a bit, and so I'm gonna mute myself so I don't ear rape your audience. Okay. He's dying. People, he's dying. I've killed him. Where's this enemy? It's just an arrowkin chilling up here. My god. He's on break. Yeah, he's like, nah, I don't want to fight. This guy's got I was also in Amaconda turret like 10 seconds ago, so I'm not sure what's going on, but hey, I'm just going with the flow, man. See where life takes me. It's like 10 seconds ago I didn't have legs. What do I do with these things? Hey, Chancekin. But yeah, Chancekin without the synergy appear as normal enemies on the appear as normal roll outcomes on the rat floor. Yeah. I felt it was only fair since the rat floor has so many strong enemies. Really terrible enemies, yeah. Yeah. There's also a funny thing. You know those mouser enemies from the rat floor, right? Yeah. The grey shits that almost look like mice, but not really. Yeah, they are on the list of enemies for the rat floor 4 times to make them 4 times as likely as any other enemy, because I just felt it was so unfair otherwise. Because you'd just be getting, like, skeletons and stuff like that. Skeletons, even. You do still get that, but it's like you do still get fucked over supremely, but you are fucked over like 4% less. Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty damn terrible. I can imagine rat floor being probably one of the worst places to use the crucible. Yeah, but again, it can give you Chancekin even without a synergy, so it's sort of like risk reward. Yeah, you're taking a gamble, but you could get something good. Then again, I feel like Chancekin appearing on the rat floor is like the least valuable place for them to show up, because as soon as you complete the maze, you get ammo and health, and they're the 2 main things you want from him. I mean, the only thing you can get is shields. That. Shields is the good thing you can get from them. Oh well. Oh, you know what I hope you get? Baby Good Chancekin. Imagine if that was Baby Good Chancekin in that chest right there. I would be a prophet. I have like a series of videos on my channel that are all called The Predictor, where I've done exactly that. Like, in my original Gungeon series, I remember going, like, at the very start of the episode, I was like, it'd be really cool if we got the Patriot this run, and my first chest was the Patriot. Like, that happens to me with Clone. Yeah. Probably because of how few items are in the black chest pool, but it's like, I'll breach a black chest and I'm like, please be Clone, please be Clone, please be Clone, and then it's Clone, and I'm like, oh my goodness. That never happens for me. I've had Clone, like, on video, like, 3 times, and that's it. I very rarely get Clone. How? Yeah, I'm not even joking. How? Like, in the do you know how many items are in the black chest pool? I know. In the close to, what must be getting close to, like, 1,000 episodes I've done of this now. I don't know how many it is. No, it's not 1,000. It's you also seem to be forgetting to use the Crucible. Oh, yeah, I do, yes. It's probably close to 500, but anyways, in the crazy amount of Gungeon episodes I've done, I still have only had Clone like 3 times, 4 times on video. Clone is for nerds. Slowness for nerds. Ow. Elephant gun. But I don't want elephant gun.
But yeah, Baby Good Chancekin has a special place in my heart because he is the first companion I made.
He's cute. He's cute as heck.
Yeah.
I like him.
He's basically the fanny pack from Isaac, but he's got personality.
He's got a bit of style.
You gonna go to the rat?
Yeah, we might as well.
Okie dokie. It'd be cool if I made an item that transmogrified bosses into other bosses.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier. That'd be cool.
The only issue I can foresee is like on the hollow.
Oh yes, you'd have to make one longer just not work.
Yeah, because the hollow bosses, 2 of the 3 really don't like to work with special effects like this.
Yeah.
I can see it working on every boss up till the hollow, and from there on out, it would have to just not work, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, that'd be a little sad, especially if you got it too like later on in the game and barely got to use it.
I could always make it reroll mini bosses, but then again, that would be like really weird with Fusilier.
Yeah, you'd have to make it teleport you to the relevant room. Like, create... Yeah. You'd have to make it create the correct boss room for it to do that and teleport you to it, like kind of like the drill sort of thing. Yeah.
So I'm working on the Gundertail item.
Gundertail.
Which is meant to make enemies passive, and I'm trying to make it work on bosses too. And my biggest issue currently is bosses from the hollow up.
So, what do you mean by making enemies passive? Do you mean all enemies just won't attack? Oh, what's this? Ring of
oddly specific benefits.
I love this. Okay, so this is an item that that I played a bit of a part in. Not in the actual item's concept, that's all Nevernamed, but basically the item idea is that if you do very specific things and have very specific amounts of things, then you get benefits, such as having a 5 in your ammo count. I believe that's one of them, isn't it?
Yes, it's the first digit of your ammo count if it's a 5.
If it's a 5, which
you can tell by the gold outline you currently have.
But it's only going to be that for one bullet.
The moment you fire a bullet, you'll lose it.
Yeah, but it gives you pretty decent stat benefits. Like if we drop it now, we'll see that our damage and our reload time go up by quite well. Reload time goes down, damage goes up by quite a bit. There is also other ones like having exactly 4 pieces of armor, having your casings end in a 0 or an 8, I think is one as well. There's some.
It's 4 or 8.
Okay, but there's some really specific ones in there. So I came up with a few of the different specific ones, such as the.
By the way, the item doesn't work on mimics, so you don't need to worry about re-rolling him.
Okay. We can't pick that up.
Doesn't work with what a lovely combination.
Doesn't work with flak bullets.
Break the game! Break the game! Break the game!
No. So we'll see periodically my guy will just start glowing. He'll just start glowing orange or gold sort of thing. Yellow even. And that'll be when the Ring of Oddly Specific Benefits is enabled. I just really like that idea. So the reason I kind of came up with the concept of having it work with things like having 4 armor, because that kind of lets you control keeping the benefit. If you manage to notice,
was my idea, Turtle.
I definitely mentioned one about having
my idea.
I mentioned one about having the armor. I definitely did.
I think you mentioned one. I think you gave me the idea for like if curse and coolness were equal.
Oh, was that the one? Okay. But
yeah.
Either way, I came up with a few of them that you can control as the player. If you notice, that's how you're getting the benefit. Whereas casings and ammo are really out of your control. The armor and the curse and coolness are something that you can actually manage and actively try to keep.
Yeah. Currently it has 4 triggers, but I may add them in future. The ammo, the casings, the armor, and the curse/coolness.
It's definitely an item that could be a synergy magnet, where it gains tons of different benefits and scenarios from tons of different items.
Yeah, but then I have to put in a bunch of different if statements in.
But synergy magnets are fun. Items that have just a ton of synergies are fun.
I know, but they take forever to make.
I I'll make them. No. I mean,
will you?
I'm imagining adding.
Will you?
I'm just saying. I'm imagining adding synergies to an existing item. It isn't hard. It's just time consuming.
I mean, adding synergies to an item you've already made. Yeah, that's easy. Adding synergies to an item that's already in Gungeon is more difficult.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah. So if I was to add the synergies I'm thinking of to Ring of oddly specific benefits, because it's already made, that wouldn't be too hard, would it?
It's relatively simple, is how I'll put it. Because
I would definitely, I'd definitely be willing.
Hard. It wouldn't be hard. I know how to do it, but it would be tedious.
Yeah, I do tedious tasks all the time. That's basically my actual job. So I wouldn't mind that.
You just need to make a bunch of checks. Because the item is checking every frame to see if things have changed, and if they have, it checks if they've changed for the better or the worst.
Yeah. So
you just need to put a bunch more checks in the thing that check, like, if you have this item.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh dear, that one came out of nowhere. Pardon me. It's very dusty up here.
My God.
But yes, you just need to put a bunch more checks in, check if you have the item and if you meet the criteria, and if you do, you need to set it to, you need to set some variable like, oh, it's a boy, it works, yay.
But yeah, I'd be willing, like, if I ever have the time to just spend a while making a few of your items into proper synergy magnets, because synergy magnet items are like my favorite types of items, ones that don't really do much on their own, but they have such a high likelihood of when you have them giving you a synergy. I really like those sort of items.
When are you gonna let me teach you how to mod Gungeon?
Soon. Like, I reckon the process should be pretty fast, considering I understand coding relatively well. So I reckon the process shouldn't be too difficult. I've just not taken the time to sit down and learn how to code Gungeon specifically.
Yeah, I won't have to walk you through what an if statement is, at least.
Exactly.
Also, this looks to be the rat room.
Okay.
There was a rat when you walked in and you re-rolled him into like a blue shotgun kind of thing.
When I was on the last floor, I immediately went, oh, because I remembered that I was going to end up re-rolling the rats. Thank you for noticing, because I definitely wouldn't have.
Yeah. I'm almost certain this is the rat room.
Let's find out, shall we? Yep, it is.
Got my eyes on...
Got your peepers on the prize.
I was going to say the prize, but then I just went the man.
The man. The man, the prize. But yeah, like... So... With like modding Gungeon, I'm kind of in the same boat as Retromation. I want to do it, and I think I can do it, but I don't think I have the time to do it. Like,
I've offered to teach Retromation as well, but he never responded.
No, I think he's mentioned specifically in his videos that he could probably do it if he wanted to, he just doesn't have the time.
Like, I extended an offer to him, and it still stands, you know, if he ever wants to just sit down and make something over the course of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I have all the time in the world. And have, at least, SirWow has done something good in that she's... By the way, want to reroll these rats?
Oh shit, I should have done.
SirWow has really helped me in that she's given me the experience, and not just modding, but teaching me how to... She's taught me how to teach others how to mod, if that makes sense. This was a bad idea!
I did a bad thing. I regret the thing I've done.
Mistakes were made. And yet it's a testament to the finished gun that you're still going to survive it.
I only lost one heart. Oh, that was funny.
How?
I just did a bad thing. I regret the thing I've done.
You almost lost as much health in this room as you did that one.
I know. That's right twice, isn't it? Yeah. Go away, hammer. What's left in this room? Oh, the hammer. I've re-rolled something into the hammer, I see.
No, you can't re-roll into the hammer.
Oh.
the hammer on the rat floor just sticks around after the room is done forever because it's broken. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I didn't. Oh.
Yeah, that one room on the rat floor, the hammer doesn't go away when the room's done for some reason.
Wait, I tried to re-roll the enemies then, and because the lead maidens were closed, it didn't re-roll them.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, right? I put in special code to make invulnerable enemies re-rollable. And it works on minelets, it works on Gat, it works on the cubes, it works on everyone but closed lead maidens.
I think lead maiden's invincibility has very strange properties as compared to a lot of other things, though.
Yeah, you're telling me.
What am I getting my benefit from right now?
Benefit
full ammo.
From finished gun.
Yeah, I realise it's just because I had full ammo, isn't it?
Oh, nice. Happy lead maiden.
Lead maiden.
I said that like it was a holiday. Happy lead maiden. Happy lead maiden. Whip crack sound effect. YouTube opening. Rat's gonna start a YouTube channel. He's perfect. He knows all the sound effects for a successful YouTube channel.
And he's an absolute
He's got
gamer.
the whip crack.
Can't forget that he's a gamer.
He has no respect for other people, which is also very necessary.
Yeah. Oh my god, did you see what happened on my Discord yesterday?
No.
In general, we had like 10, 15 people just in a massive heated debate about grub. Like a properly heated debate. It was really funny.
Gotta delete those bullets, totally gotta infest for your future survival.
I know. Oh,
Can you imagine rerolling the enemies he spawns?
I will.
In this phase.
I will. Don't worry, I will. As long as I have ammo for this gun, I will do it. Ow.
Owie. Owie zowie.
He's not going to spawn them now, is he?
You're just gonna sit there and wait until he does.
Right. Oh.
I have to see this. Ow. Go on. Stop attacking and just wait. Come on. He knows. He knows that. There we go. Wait for them all to be done spawning, and then punish yourself.
It really shows you how zoomed out this fight is when you have this many normal-sized enemies. Like, can I go behind him? Oh no, I've never tried that before.
Oh yeah, this is how the game was meant to be played.
Reroll punch out. Why isn't it working punch out? Why can't I reroll him into the marine?
Because the punch out is fucking dumb. I did want to like add something to my mod. So if you notice, I've been slowly adding quality of life improvements to my mod that aren't really related to anything else.
Yeah.
Like how I made the advanced dragon drop stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. I think some serious frame drops today. Maybe one of them. I was just gonna say, and I've updated a few mod packs, and maybe one of them's added a new frame drop into the game.
Yeah. The only reason why you get like significant frame drops is because like something that checks too often. My ring of oddly specific benefits, though, it checks every frame, but it doesn't actually run any code unless its checks return positive, because it's not actually doing anything. It shouldn't cause much lag.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Must be a risk of rain item. Ah, shit. Don't laugh at me.
It looked like a raccoon sitting in a It looked like a raccoon sitting in a bouquet of fries.
By the way, I was just thinking.
Chips, of course, but I'm catering to the American.
Yeah. I was just thinking. Oh, the lag. No. How easy would it be to make it so that if you have boxing glove before this fight starts, you do double damage to him during this?
That's one of the things I wanted to do. I want to do that. You're spot on. I want to make it so that if you have boxing glove or like something else on this fight, other things that are like fight related, I want you to do more damage during the punch out.
Yeah.
That's like something I've wanted to do for ages, but I don't fucking know how to do it.
Get in the hole, you bitch. Let's sit on the edge like a fuckboy. What the hell is this? Heavy loader chassis. So that's definitely a Risk of Rain one because the loader's a playable character in that. Originally designed for loading dock operations, this exoskeleton has been heavily modified for close combat use. The enhanced strength and speed and the shield generator module of the suit.
Sorry, no, Turtle, that doesn't say strength. It says string it.
String it. Oh, it does. It's fine. Strength and speed shield generator module of the suit have been enough to allow the owner to survive through a crash, landing, and being stuck in a time loop on a hostile planet. Surely it'll serve you well in the Gungeon 2. Oh my god, those lag spikes are so bad. Equip boxing gloves or Casey to activate. Hitting, oh, Loader's Fist. Okay, so it's giving us 2 items. Hitting enemies with your equipped weapon has a chance to spawn a Gwonstone that will be destroyed in 1 hit, doing a small blank effect in the process.
It's given you the boxing glove as well.
You can, yeah, it has. You can read this one.
A century-long era of worker exploitation ended awfully quick when corporate overlords galaxy-wide discovered that there's pretty much nothing in the known universe that can stop a pissed-off woman that has been stuck in a time loop fighting monsters on a forsaken planet for the subjective equivalent of 10 millenniums. At least not when she's equipped with a colony ship's worth of powerful artifacts and can flatten a state-of-the-art armored vehicle with a single punch. When using Casey or boxing glove, pressing reload while moving performs a dash attack that knocks enemies towards where you're aiming. 2.5 second cooldown.
This sounds interesting. Oh my god. We got flak bullets too. Well, this is interesting.
Yeah,
so
it's a weird item.
Unfortunately, it doesn't actually akimbo them.
Yeah, that's because it's not real dual wielding. I remember Hunter's been showing this off a lot. Basically, it's not actually a dual wielded gun. It's just a gun that floats near you and matches your aim.
I could see that. Yeah, because it's like the way that
so it looks like dual wielding, but you can't actually make 2 of the same gun dual wield.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit fucky. But it's still impressive what he's done.
Yeah, considering as well, he's like a really new modder. Like he said to me and a few other people that like before this
Advanced Dragon
pack,
Turtle plays. Oh yeah, Turtle plays Advanced Dragon.
Before this pack, he hadn't actually done any modding.
Yeah, that surprises me actually because some of his stuff is pretty impressive.
Oh shit, that did not work. What are you doing? Throw them properly, for God's sake.
You have another key.
I know I do, but I want to show off. That last one just didn't throw.
He takes 4 things.
Get over here, you bitch boy.
Him. I think.
Well, I'm just gonna shoot him.
Oh wait, no, if you interact with him, he tells you his life story, and then you can kick him.
Yummy.
Here we go.
Yeah, but for people that didn't know, you can definitely do that. So, what was it? If I reload on full ammo, I've got a... Oh my god, cool. Well, this is interesting.
I mean, it's really weird, but I like it. It seems very strange to me to have an item that requires other items to function, so you just give the player those other items.
Yeah. Also, look at the charge multiplier.
Oh, that's going to be... Does it persist with other weapons? Like when you switch off of the item?
I highly doubt it. If it does, that's insane.
There's always a time to check.
There is when I load in.
I love loading in, you know? It always feels...
Yeah, it's only on this good.
Good.
We get extra, we get extra boss damage, extra normal damage, and extra speed while holding these things. This seems fun. Get over here. This boxing glove with flak bullets is really good, to be honest.
I mean, most guns that have invisible projectiles with flak bullets are really good.
Yeah. Well, that's a new thing about the bells. On reroll, they do actually die, so they actually use their bell attack.
Hmm. Yeah, that's weird. Because depending on the thing, sometimes they do their on-death attacks, and sometimes they don't.
Strange. It seems like lesser enemies that aren't like as well used as much have that strange effect. Heck it, I'll do it.
I can't say I've ever seen a synergy mirror.
No, neither have I. That's the first time I've ever seen one, to be honest.
That's really weird. Do you think it's like... How rare must that be?
Very. Very. But then again, I'm the only person to ever have a recorded Rainbow Synergy chest, so there.
Alright, shut up. You can shut up about it now.
That's my claim to fame on my Gungeon things.
You can be quiet now.
But...
You can be... It's okay, Turt. We get it. You're amazing. You can be quiet now.
No one's ever had what Retromation had, a glitched chest for the High Dragon Fire.
Just re-roll them.
True. What are these little things I've got next to me then? I've got little weird Guan stones. What is this room?
I don't know.
Is this one of yours, dude?
Yes, it is.
You really like making people jump over really, really small, like, platforms. There's a lot of your rooms that have
hard. It's not that hard.
It's not hard. It's just frustrating.
Get used to... I get it, okay? We all hate cardio. I don't know what cardio means. But you can do it, okay? I've gone my whole life not knowing what cardio means, and I intend to go the rest of it not knowing what it means as well.
What? Do you seriously not know what cardio means?
Yes.
How?
Other than relating to, like, the heart.
Okay, at least you know that. It just means like exercise that if you just talk about just the word cardio, it just means like any exercise or movement that's like running, jogging, sprinting. I think jumping would count as well. Like anything that you're moving your whole body and running.
I'm not dumb. I knew it. I'm not dumb.
I think basically anything that's technically upping your heart rate is cardio, I think.
You can re-roll these guys too.
Jammed hand. Luckily that doesn't actually do anything. No, excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, sir. Could you run that one by me again, man? My dude.
That's not how this works.
That's not how they're meant to work, no. Just re-roll him again. Re-roll him until he turns into a bullet.
Okay, that did actually work.
I feel like that must be a weird consequence of the room's collision, because of course this has been made.
Yeah.
Custom made by Apache. Normally you don't get stuff like that. It's a little hard to tell where the walls begin and end in that room.
It really is, yeah. The actual walls are a little further in than they should be.
If the Gripmaster decides to keep following you, just like dodge roll out from directly under from him and re-roll him.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Because he'll just re-roll into something else, and as long as you're not directly underneath him, you shouldn't be, like, telefrag.
Well, yeah, I have to say, I don't really understand the Guanstone part of this item. I don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah,
it seems
I think that's meant to be another item. That's not one of mine, by the way. I didn't do any of that. I'm certain it's something from, like...
I'm pretty sure it's this item, the loader bot. It mentioned it in its description.
Really?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Your equipped weapon has a chance to spawn a Guanstone that will be destroyed in one hit, doing a small blind
They're not
effect.
getting destroyed, are they?
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they are. They are. I've just not been hit.
Oh, epic Gamester. That room feels weird.
Yeah.
Bad touch.
I think Horn of War's brilliant for us. Whenever we activate our active item, we get a fire rate up. I'm pretty sure that's what that does.
Cool.
Horn of War.
Cool, my dude. It is very cool. Though you can't hear it when you use an active item, this horn emits an expiring blah 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 blah.
I'm sorry.
I feel like a comma would be well served there.
Yeah. I feel like most of the mod creators aren't native English speakers, so we are getting some either mistranslations or grammar issues.
Just gonna jump past the Door Lord.
Yeah, Door Lord's getting wrecked. He's getting fisted.
Normally I feel as though I feel like I should comment on the Door Lord, but you know, it's just casual Door Lord, you know. And I mean, yeah, a lot of modders aren't native English speakers, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course.
No.
But like,
how do we not get hit?
You could run it.
What the hell?
I could have sworn you got hit.
No, I got a master round look.
I could have sworn. It's okay, I get it. You're better than me. You don't need to fly. Woo. Cool. I don't know. I like saying.
Very cool.
So, yeah, but like I was gonna say, if you're gonna release a mod in English, and English isn't your native language, you should probably at least run it past someone first.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. I mean, I think something that would
like
really help.
I wouldn't release a mod in like. For example, I wouldn't release a mod in Norwegian without asking a Norwegian person if my descriptions made sense.
I think one thing that the Gungeon modding community is really behind the times on, especially considering how big it's recently gotten, or at least how active it's recently gotten, is like the Moonlit Dungeons, Darkest Dungeon Discord for modding and stuff has like a channel for modding help, which I think is desperately needed in the Gungeon one. Like. It frustrates me so much if I go into the Gungeon Discord, I go into the modding channel, I ask a question about a mod, and then no one answers it because there's 3 people after me that just say, how do I enable mod the Gungeon? And my comment just gets drowned. There really needs to be a modding help channel in there, because that happens so often.
I mean, mod channel and modding help channel are basically the same thing.
They're not, though. They shouldn't be. You should have modding for, so what my suggestion would be is you have modding for talking about the mods. You have like mod help for like troubleshooting and problem solving for people that are trying to enable mods or having problems with mods. You have some sort of beta testing room so that people. Oh, I still need to fix this room. I keep forgetting this room's broken a bit. Yeah, so that people can like. Say, oh, here's a beta version of my mod before it comes out. Does anyone want to test it? That'd be great, because right now there's no real formal process to people testing your mod. You just gotta ask someone you know. And then...
I tend to test all my own mods.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true, but I really think that everyone should get a second opinion on their mods before they release them, ideally.
Also, Turtle... Why doesn't your Discord server have this if you want it so much?
Because mine isn't specifically for modding. I don't want to flood my entire Discord with
Be
just
the
modding
change
stuff.
You want to see, Turtle. Be the change you want to see.
No. It doesn't make sense for my Discord. I just have my Discord really for people showing updates and teasers for mods. It's really not for like people that want to get into modding. But I think with Gungeon having the Gungeon Discord having such a big focus, or there should just be a modding Discord itself, really. Because then, like I said, you could have all the beta testing places, you could have help channels, all this sort of stuff. You could have like a teasers channel for people releasing teasers for mods, and then you could have a proofreading one where people post their descriptions and stuff, and people could just proofread and give any quick tips on how to fix them, grammar or spelling. I think that'd improve the quality of modding like tenfold if there was some formal process to that. I know there's not ever going to be in the Gungeon Discord because that place is a lawless land.
I mean, there was almost that time where Dodgerol almost disowned the server.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can understand why though. That place is horrible.
It's gotten better, but it's still pretty standoffish and abrasive.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit better, but ugh. I try to avoid that place whenever I can. I've had a few people like recently, like this week, join my Discord and say, "Hey, I came here because I heard this is the place to come talk about Gungeon," and I've left the Gungeon Discord because everyone there's toxic as fuck.
Yeah, Gungeon Discord modding, which is where I've sort of been hanging out lately, is fine.
It's way more
Gungeon
tolerable.
Discord modding. It's sort of like the nerd corner. Nobody cares. But yeah, the rest of the server is dickish sometimes.
I've had a few issues with the modding section in the past, but nothing major. This is interesting.
Is this a room just praise be the rock?
I think so. Yeah, like I remember some guy came into the modding channel and he suggested a character and a new item and said like, oh, I'm not gonna make this, but if anyone wants to, here's the idea. And someone was like, oh, no one's ever gonna make your idea. Like, no one wants to do that. If you want to do it, just learn how to mod yourself. And it's like, I can understand that you might not want to make it and you might think that no one wants to make it, but it's kind of mean to just say to someone, oh, fuck off, get out of here with your ideas.
Yes, it's rude, but it's also rude to come into a modding channel and be like, here's my idea, make it.
No, but he didn't specifically tell anyone to make it. He just said, here's an idea, use it if you want, I don't care if you don't or if you do. Like, this is just an idea I had, here it is. It wasn't offensive, he wasn't begging anyone, he wasn't asking anyone to make it. He just said, here it is if you want to make it. And people were properly hating on him, like, get out of here with this shit, go learn how to mod yourself, do it yourself sort of thing. And then I was saying, like, I kind of went in and sort of defended his stance. Because I do understand that it is rude to go into the modding Discord and be like, I've found an item idea, please make it for me. I understand that that is rude. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, and there's sort of this... Okay, so anyone who makes anything knows about the idea guy. The idea guy is the guy who comes in with his great idea. He's not going to make it, of course, but he's gonna graciously allow you to make his great idea. And nobody likes the idea guy. Whether you're coding, whether you're drawing, whether you're doing anything, nobody likes the idea guy. And it's sort of become...
That's exactly what I am, though.
Yes, which is why I sort of cringe when you call yourself an idea guy. But most of the time at least, you're telling people who you know actually want your suggestions. And, like, you don't just go into a group of strangers and be like, I have graced you with my wisdom.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know in a lot of facets of, like, of not just modding and not just Gungeon, I've quite a lot of the time be the ideas guy. Like, it happens quite a lot for me. But I feel like
there's nothing wrong with being an idea guy if someone asks you for your ideas.
Yeah. I feel like there's nothing wrong with being that guy. There's just a stigmatism around it because people do what I was just saying, where they'll go in and be like...
There's a difference between being a concept... There's a difference between being a guy who comes up with ideas and being the idea guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. I just felt...
Yeah.
I'm not saying
idea
that
guys are so...
Carry on.
Oh yeah, all I'm trying to say is idea guys are so common that people have sort of become hyper vigilant towards them. Sort of like, you know, how cats are afraid of cucumbers because they think they're snakes.
Yeah.
People will see this guy come in and he's obviously a cucumber, but because they're so used to idea guys and so like they've got their hackles up already, ready to, you know, stop this idea guy.
It just
shut him down.
All it made me think of was
it can be too hasty.
All it made me think of was why on earth would this guy spend the time to learn and get into modding if as soon as he tries to join the community, this is his immediate feedback? People being like quite literally like mean to him because he gave an idea and being very rude to him. Like, why would it just? It's not a way to grow a community. It's just not a way to be nice. Like.
Oh yes, there's niceties and then there's the Gungeon Discord. The two don't exactly go hand in hand. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
I have actually posted a fair few ideas in the Gungeon Discord in my day, before I knew how to mod.
Yeah.
The difference was that most of them were accompanied with, like, actual sprite work and stuff.
Well, it's why I feel a lot of the time...
I could actually present something that I had made.
Yeah.
And accompany the ideas with something that I had made, and it didn't... And in that way, I didn't say, like, anyone can use this if they want to, and, like, here's a good idea. I was just like, here's my ideas.
I feel like it's another reason why if I give up ideas, they're normally a little, like, they're not as brought up with resistance, because I come from a background of coding for the most part. When I offer up an idea, I know what's possible. I don't just say, it'd be cool if someone made a Gungeon mod that turned all bulletkin into enemies from another game with completely different patterns. I mean, although that technically is possible now, it's not something that people are going to do.
That doesn't sound honestly that bad.
But, you know, it's just an example, you know what I mean? Some people come in and ask for things that are just ludicrously hard or actually impossible. At least I come from a background of knowing what is possible.
What if we added 5 new characters and 5 new pasts to the game?
Yeah,
and, like, 200 items, and, like, I'm gonna assemble a team, and it's gonna be cool, and we're gonna have a whole host of NPCs. Do I know how... Of course I don't know how to code. What do you mean? I'm just gonna find someone who does.
Oh god, these Guanstones are really lagging the game out a lot. Every time they get hit, it just freeze frames.
Yeah, I can see that, though half the time I don't know if it's Gungeon or Discord.
No, it's definitely Gungeon.
But yes, like I said, anyone who makes anything has heard of and probably interacted with an idea guy.
I do understand the Sigmacism around it. I just feel like it's met with more resistance than it should be in certain scenarios, especially considering the way this specific person phrased it and, like, went about it. I feel like he went about it in a pretty good way, and it got met with a bit too much resistance. It's like someone basically said, like, oh, if you have an idea, you should really go and do it yourself. And I don't feel like that's always the best way of going about it. Like saying, oh well, just because you've thought of something, you should learn how to do it yourself and make it. It's like, it's not always possible.
If you want something done right, and if you want something done, you do it yourself.
Ah.
Hello?
I fell into the pit as he woke up, and I think I broke the game.
Either
that or one of the items is doing the dragon glitch.
No, this isn't the dragon glitch. This is just,
Interesting. I can't even open the menu. The game's just buggered. Oh, it's broken.
So this is fun.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Let's do a quick restart. Okay, I'm gonna have to close the game down. Right, let's do a quick restart, guys, shall we?
Do you have heat signature?
I do not yet.
Ah, oh, darn it. Because that would have been a great, like, thing. I could get you into heat signature now at the end.
I think what we're going to do with heat signature is we'll probably do, like, 1 or 2 more podcasts with other games, like I said, with the Isaac Basement. Try and do the marathon one when we get the chance as well. Get our backlogged ideas done, and then we'll do what we kind of just have here, where we'll play Gungeon or whatever, then tack heat signature onto the end, see how people enjoy it, and then if it becomes something that people really like, we'll make it its own thing and put it into its own podcast.
We'll do like we can do a few podcast episodes on heat signature, and I can sort of get you into it, and from there on, if people like it enough, it can blossom into its own series, maybe.
Exactly, yeah.
Blossom naturally.
I think I was planning on maybe doing it as a series on my roguelike roulette, but I think I'm still going to consider that, but I'm going to leave it for a later date. I think I'm going to play Nuclear Throne as my next series.
I see. Have you played Nuclear Throne before?
I have, but I don't have many hours in it. I think I have like 15 or something.
Yeah, just 15 hours, you know. You know, not too much, just 15 hours.
Just 15. I mean, that's nothing really, but I've never beaten the game before. I've not even seen the last boss.
I've looped a couple times, but I've never made it. I've never looped twice in one run. I'm not good at the game. Can you tell? Yeah, like, the only thing I can really do in the game is, I main Crystal, which to anyone who knows Nuclear Throne automatically means I'm terrible.
Because you get that invincibility, yeah, and the more health and stuff.
Yeah,
see,
I need that invincibility.
The main thing that put me off playing Nuclear Throne for longer, and this is why I've put it in roguelike roulette, because it means I'm not going to be playing it as often, is it just doesn't have enough stuff. For a roguelike, it has, like, characters have like 6 mutations each or something. It's like, it's not enough. For a roguelike, I feel like there's not enough variety. There's a good amount of weapons, which is really nice, but I feel like mutations, they're so lacking. there's not that many at all, or at least last time I played there wasn't.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest, like, I even...
Crowns add an extra layer of, interestingness, but then again, a lot of crowns aren't even very, kind. There's only, like, one crown I take when I have the opportunity.
Are they like,
Have you ever gotten a crown before?
I haven't, no. They're like modifiers, aren't they? Run modifiers.
Yeah. They're like little companion things that follow you around, and they change the game. The only crown I enjoy taking is the Crown of Haste. It makes pickups fade faster, but give you more stuff.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah. But yeah, I just felt like I even went and looked for mods that added more mutations, because I feel like that's the biggest letdown in the game. Mutations are probably one of the most interesting things about the game, and I feel like they are the least fleshed out part of the game. The level design's amazing, the enemy design's really good, the guns are all really interesting, but I just feel like there's nowhere near enough mutations. There could be so many more. And,
yeah.
I had a look, and there's really not that many mods that add mutations. There's like 3, but all of them are like bundled in with other content.
On a completely unrelated note, what would you think about a Gungeon-themed 4 Souls game?
Oh, I would love that, and I would totally be up for helping make it if you're thinking of making one.
Yeah, I've long wanted to make one. I even have a card layout, but it's like
I spent a bit of time coming up with ideas for one originally, like a while back.
I would honestly love to make a Gungeon-themed 4 Souls adaptation.
The only problem...
the issue is, right, I don't have access to the means of drawing easily and digitally. Like, I don't have a drawing tablet, meaning I can't easily make the art for such a game. I would love to if I had a drawing tablet, but you know.
Well, I think the art is literally the very last thing you'd do anyways. So I really think you could get away with making all the mechanics and the cards and what everything would do before you even get close to making the art. So I think it could be something we could work on before that. And I would love to see that.
I wrote down a bunch of things like medkit being a loot card that plus 2 HP till the end of turn. I think the main problem it has versus 4 Souls is Isaac just has so many more things in it than Gungeon does. So it has a lot more levels to it. Like, you've got the whole tarot card thing. You've got like all the different bosses, events, and enemies that Gungeon, to the extent, doesn't really have as much of, especially bosses. And we can think of something. If worst comes to worst, we can just include content from mods.
Yeah, I think the main way you'd kind of have to do it is instead of it being 4 Souls where you have to kill 4 bosses, it would have to be sort of a you have to kill a few bosses on the way, but then there's still a final boss type thing that you have to kill to win. Rather than killing a certain amount of bosses, you just have to make it to the final boss. I think that'd have to be how you structure it.
I still think you could do like a kill 4 bosses. For example, you could always include mini bosses. Which increases the loadout a bit. Include Sir Manuel, hell, include Smiley and Shades as their own individual bosses. Include some cut bosses, you know?
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not a good idea. There's a lot of things you can do.
You could always...
I just feel like it's definitely more restricted.
You could also always include things like the glitched beholsters as well, and just you got to be creative with it, man.
Yeah.
There's no reason... I think you could always go for, like, kill 4 bosses to win. You just need to be creative and take some liberties.
I think the main liberties you're going to have to take as well is boss difficulty. You can't really have ones like the Gatling Gull be as easy as they are in actual Gungeon. You'd have to be having most bosses at fairly equal difficulties apart from the special ones like the Lich and the Dragon and stuff, because otherwise...
I mean, would you say that all bosses in 4 Souls are similar difficulty?
No.
Then why would it be the same in a 4 Souls Gungeon?
Because there's so many more bosses in that game, and there's so many more really hard bosses in that game.
Isn't that more of a reason, though, to make... if you have less bosses, isn't that more of a reason to make them more distinct?
True, but what I'm saying is I don't think, because there's not as many bosses, you couldn't have bosses that were really easy. They'd all have to be pretty difficult, at least pretty difficult.
I suppose, but again, you're not thinking outside the box, my boy.
I'm certainly not saying it's a bad idea, and I do want to try it. I do think it'd be a lot harder to make it as interesting as 4 Souls.
Let's say, right. Let's say you, for example, 2 phases of the rat could easily be their own individual bosses in 4 Souls. You know?
Yeah.
And all the 3 phases of the Lich could all individually be their own bosses.
True.
You just got to be creative with it, you know? Like Smiley and Shades, while they serve as one boss in the game, they are their own individual entities technically. So it makes sense to like include them as individual bosses.
Also you could do all the ones from Exit the Gungeon too.
Yeah, true. Like I said. You can be creative with it.
Yeah, I think using the Exit the Gungeon bosses would massively increase the boss pool, because there's a lot of new bosses in that game.
Exactly.
Oh, this boss damage is sucking hard right now. I'm really not enjoying this.
I remember a long time ago. I was designing like stats for different dungeon bosses, and one of the ideas I had was with Smiley and Shades, they're individual bosses, but if one of them has already been killed when another one is fought, stats, he gets more damage and health.
Yeah.
Just sort of mimic their function in the game.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, I'll come up with some card ideas for different items, maybe, as like the treasure deck.
I have plenty of ideas myself, but I could always run them past you.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just conceptual right now. I don't know, I just think it'd be cool. Or, you know, as you meant to say, cool.
Cool.
You're not even going to take Wonder Chest.
I'm not.
I am insulted. I'm surprised you didn't touch on this. The main issue I sort of feel like is how would you incorporate weapons?
Yeah, that actually is another big part of it that I was thinking, because Isaac just has passive and actives. It's super difficult to incorporate weapons. Like, the only thing that I can imagine with weapons is you'd have to have a much more complex way of dealing damage and having different stat rolls and stuff, and different weapons.
Part of me just wants to leave weapons out of the design for now.
Yeah, I'd kind of agree, but it's like it feels like such a cop out though, because considering the game is literally all to do with guns. It feels kind of
Gungeon,
really...
now with 70% less guns.
Exactly. It really feels like it's against the spirit.
You could always find ways to incorporate the guns in as active items.
Yeah, that's true. But, like,
for example, my idea for the makeshift cannon has always been just as a loot card.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of loot card equivalent of, like...
I completely agree that some guns could just be active items and passive items and loot cards, but I do think that you could implement guns as they are, and you'd have to kind of beef up and make it a slightly more complex on how you deal damage. Ugh.
If you can think of a good system for it, I am more than happy to listen.
It'd have to be something that you put a lot more thought into, but yeah.
Don't criticize the room, don't criticize the room, don't criticize the room, don't criticize the room. You did it! You criticized the room,
I mean,
now I've got...
I already criticized it when I came in, because I walked in and went, ugh.
I know, that's why I'm warning you. Don't make me go Chinese government on you.
No, don't do it. I'm gonna die in this room, because I'm terrible at the game, but also, this room is strange.
I do love how, like, most of the time with my rooms, you've been, like, all, like, smiles and sunshine, and like, oh, this is so amazing, I love this so much, and then you actually play through it a bit, and you're like, oh, no.
It's like 90% of the rooms I really enjoy, and then, like, 10% of the rooms I'm like, this one again. But then again, I imagine literally everyone's exactly the same with my rooms.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll have to think on like a good way of doing weapons, because I really don't want to get rid of them. I think you'd have to come up with a slightly more complex way of dealing damage, rather than it just being a straight-up roll a number, but then that makes the game less accessible.
Yeah, Gripmaster would be easy. It's just like, you know, typical... You could probably just reskin a card straight from 4 Souls when any player, like, rolls a 4, end their turn or something.
No, I'd do it as, you roll, and if you roll lower than a 5 or a 6, you have to fight the last discarded enemy. So, like, the last enemy that died, you have to fight it again. Like, you have no choice, you just got to.
That could work, I suppose.
Definitely. That would be what, because it makes you fight rooms again. I'd want to make it.
But it doesn't put you directly into combat again.
No, it doesn't. But of course, you couldn't have it not do that, unless you did it. Maybe
you could. You could just have it end the turn.
You could. No, because then you're not fighting again. You're not doing anything again. You just
yeah, but you're not forced. You're not forced to fight again with rooms, anyways.
I mean, if you get grip mastered, normally you have to go through the room you got grip mastered out of, and you have to do it again.
Not all the time.
Not
it's
all
just
the time,
the room you were in 2 rooms ago.
A lot of the time.
Also, there's a mini boss you are purposefully neglecting.
I see that. I see that.
As for random events, you could easily include each tier of chest as its own random event.
Yeah. And each NPC.
Yes. Part of me wants to make an item called the Infuriating Note that just does nothing. Like, you buy it from the shop and it does nothing.
Infuriating Note could be Butterbean from Isaac. It cancels the effect of loot cards played. Because it's infuriating.
This guy, I think, is an interesting one. Because he spawns enemies, part of me wants to make him have the ability to expand the active monster deck.
Yeah, you have to have a few cards that do that. So definitely having that would be good.
Yeah, because look, he tried to spawn something there and then you killed him and his children died with him.
Yeah. Got him. But yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting ideas. I just need to think of a good way to do the damage thing without making... do the weapons thing without making the damage roll too complicated.
And hell, I could always just include... part of me does want to include Mod the Gungeon stuff as well.
Oh, I think you definitely should. It would just make the game more full.
Yeah, yeah, for example, Doppelgunner from Expand the Gungeon.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. But yeah, like I think the way you'd probably have to do weapons is you'd only be allowed 1 at a time. There'd be guns that you either buy or get from chest events, or maybe even certain bosses would give weapons as well.
I wonder if anyone's added bosses from The Legend of Bumbo into 4 Souls.
They definitely have, yeah. There's a lot of 4 Souls expansion packs out there. There's one, of course we've seen the Anti-Birth one. There's one that adds a lot of
it wasn't even just Anti-Birth, it was like everything.
Yeah, I started working on, I didn't really get very far with it, but I started working on a 4 Souls expansion pack for the Ipecac Isaac mod that I play on my channel. Still something I'm looking to get back.
More like Ipecac, am I right?
Haha.
That makes no sense. Why did you laugh?
Because it was a bad joke, and I wanted to make you feel better.
It wasn't a joke. It was an anti-joke.
Exactly.
But yes, including Mod the Gungeon stuff, you could always include, like, Rickroll chest as an event.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah, like, Rickroll chest. Roll. 6, take 1 damage. 2 to 5, nothing. 1, roll again. If you get a 1 again, you get a real rainbow chest.
But yeah, like there's certainly a lot of things that you can just basically steal exactly from 4 Souls, like the way soul hearts work, with same way shields work, all that sort of stuff.
You know, I would honestly probably replace soul hearts with blanks.
Oh, actually, yeah, that'd make more sense, honestly, yeah. Then, what would you do with shields, then?
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Maybe,
I already have an idea for a curse system in mind.
Maybe instead of...
You have a system of, like, cursed counters.
Oh yeah, okay,
sorry for interrupting.
That works. So I was thinking maybe instead of having blanks work like soul hearts do, have armor still work like soul hearts do, then have blanks just half the amount of roll that the boss has. So it makes them harder to... It makes the boss... Like, it makes it so the boss has a harder time hitting you.
What? How does that make sense?
Because the blanks get rid of the bullets on the screen, so that has a harder time hitting you. It makes it easier for you.
Yeah, but that's the same as negating that.
No, because armor...
I don't understand your reasoning.
Because that's kind of what armor already does. It negates health damage, but I'm assuming would be going off of just health damage on this. Otherwise, I think it'd be a very complex system if you started.
I have an idea for like cursed items. It should just be like you gain a cursed counter or something that you just keep to one side, and for each cursed counter you have, enemies have +1 damage or something.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, that's another thing as well. And you need to think of how scaling works with damage and health. Like, is it going to be like Isaac where it's just like you have 2 health and enemies have like 3 and stuff, or is it going to be like a lot higher and you're going to be dealing a lot? I feel as though it'd be better. Like, I don't want to make the maths too complicated because I know I don't play a card game to do maths. No.
Like, if it's like the enemy has 83 health and you do 27 damage, I don't want to have to run through that in my head in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not good at it, frankly. And I know that makes me sound really dumb, but like, I'm just not good at maths. I've never been good at maths.
No, I agree with you though. You don't want to be having to go overcomplicate with that.
Yeah, which is why I just feel like it's best to do what Four Souls does.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be doing a lot of maths on the spot, you know?
I'm still trying to come up with a good way to build in weapons.
See, now you know what I've been thinking of recently.
Yeah. Like, because I'm trying to think of what a good one for the Vulcan cannon specifically would be, because I'm holding it right now. Just trying to think of a good version of that. And I'm thinking, like, maybe on attack rolls, you deal less damage, but you roll more dice and then pick the highest number. Because you're firing so many bullets. But then that doesn't really make sense, because I suppose shooting more bullets does guarantee a hit, but then I think having something where you roll more dice and pick the highest number would better fit Scatter Shot as a passive item. Yeah,
because you could just steal like Mutant Spider, but instead of making it 4, make it 3.
Exactly, yeah. It's just really hard to come up with how damage should be dealt like that.
I have plenty of ideas for different enemies and bosses. For example, you can include the Grip Master and the Shoot Master as different enemies.
Yeah, definitely.
You could also include all the enemies that sort of get the shaft and the Ammonomicon, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that aren't included. RNG department provides plenty of opportunity.
Definitely, yeah. So what... Of course, a Bulletkin, I'm guessing, would be the equivalent of, like, a Gaper in Isaac, where... Ooh, interesting room. Aw, really? That's a bit of a troll. Thanks, game.
Yes.
Ooh.
This is one of my rooms.
Hungering Chamber.
This, I believe, just gives the effect of the, big shotgun to every gun for every enemy on every reload.
Oh, shit. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure that's what it does. You should give it a shot. Might be on the end of a clip, but I'm not sure. Test out both.
Okay, so it didn't seem to suck him up there. Yeah, it seems to be on end of clip.
Ooh, yeah, it's still insane.
So I'll just do this then.
Yeah, that's just a one-shot. Honestly, that should probably be S tier.
Yeah, that's nutty, that.
With one clip guns, it's one of those "fuck you, I win" items.
Yeah,
I feel.
Totally. But yeah, so like, how would Bulletkin work? Would Bulletkin just be like, deals 1 damage, roll 3 or higher, has 1 health?
Yes, very, very simple enemy.
Yeah. So then, what would you do for the Veterankin? Would that just be exactly the same, but like higher rolls and more health?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not more health, just higher rolls, to be honest.
And how would you do shotguns?
Shotguns?
Shotgun kin.
Mix the stats up. You don't have to do something complicated. You know how Isaac enemies have all different attack patterns, but Four Souls is just like, stats go brr.
No, but I mean, like, they have, like, a lot of them, if not almost all of them, have special effects that come with them. So, like, what, like...
I mean, not all of them.
Not all of them, but, like, I'd say, like, 80% of them do.
I mean, yeah, but, you know, what's not in those 80% is the really, like, base-level vanilla enemies, which is what Shotgun Kin and Bullet Kin are.
What I'm trying to ask is, for an enemy that would have one of those special effects, what would an example of one of those be with the enemy and effects? Do you have any of those come up with already?
Pinheads, Pinhead, upon death, roll. If you get a specific roll, you take damage.
Okay.
Nitra, if upon death, roll. If you get a specific roll, you and another player of your choosing takes damage.
Okay, nice. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm trying to think of some good examples of enemies that would be like kind of hard to think of. What about the priest dudes? What the hell are they called?
Cardinals?
Yeah, cardinals. What would cardinals do anything different?
Upon attacking, roll an extra dice, and that dice also lets the enemy hit you. Or something. I don't know.
It's very difficult to come up with.
I mean, I'm better at thinking about these things when I have a piece of paper in front of me, a pencil, all the time in the world to think, and it's not like 1 AM. I'm sure you can understand.
No, you're on the spot. You've got to answer me right now. I need to know. God damn, that boss damage is gross.
Upon killing enemy makes me sad.
Yeah, by the way, for those of you wondering, we will be playing Four Souls on the channel pretty soon, I'd hope.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be there, because I'm invading his channel slowly.
Yeah.
Soon I'm gonna be in every video, except I won't be, because that sounds fucking exhausting.
Nah, like, at most you're gonna be here, like, once, twice a week.
Yeah.
But it's fun, it adds a bit of variety to my life as well. I don't just have to speak to myself all the time. Which is what I will be doing as soon as we finish this. For quite a while, most likely, because I've got a backlog ready for the week of work ahead of me, which is probably going to be my busiest week yet.
You should just, throughout the recording of the backlog, make, like, ominous comments directed at me, like, what do you think about that, Nevernamed? And then just, just like, yes, good opinion, good opinion. I agree, I concur.
Oh my god, yeah.
Just no context, either.
Give me you.
But yeah, I think I have a pretty good plan for cursed items. Just for each cursed tile you have, enemies gain like +1 health or +1 damage or something. And upon getting 5 cursed tiles, the Lord of the Jammed comes into play for you specifically.
Nice. And would Lord of the Jammed just be one that makes every enemy you fight more difficult?
Lord of the Jammed would be like every time you attack, every time you do an attack roll, you have to roll to see if you take damage from it.
Oh god damn, yeah, that'd be brutal, that.
Yeah.
Like like the opposite version of Guppy's collar.
Yes, every time you do an attack roll, regardless of whether you get hit or not from the enemy, you do an extra roll, and if it's like a 6 or something, you take, or if it's like a 1, you take, since most of the items are increases, so we wouldn't want it to be a 6, otherwise you would accidentally have what's meant to be a good item fuck you over.
Yeah.
But every time you attack, you roll again, and if it's a 1, you take an extra damage from the Lord of the Jammed. And the Lord of the Jammed would only affect that specific player who has the 5+ curse tiles. That's my idea for him, at least.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I like it a lot.
I'm thinking that my next quality of life change that I want to see if I can do is making what I said before about making the Lord of the Jammed go away instantly if you drop below a certain amount of curse.
That would be beautiful. It would make him way more tolerable. Especially if
because you could pick up a thing, go, oh no, that's cursed, and then just drop it and he goes away.
Especially if you kill the rat, you could pick up cursed items that you want to keep with you for later, but drop them at the start of the floor, and they wouldn't disappear.
Yeah. I suppose that is like the hacks though, the cheats with it. It's probably why he does last until the end of the floor, but like over like Lord of the Jam's bullshit and having a little bit of cheese potential, I'll take the cheese.
Yeah, the cheese potential is definitely the better alternative to it, I think.
Yeah. You have potential to like break it and cheese it, but at the same time it's just more fun.
It is, definitely. Yeah, this mimic thing is busted.
Hungering chamber.
I'm taking too much damage because I'm running into bullets, but it is pretty crazy. Just run in, go towards the biggest enemies. As long as you can get.
Here's an idea: big shotgun, active item. Instantly discard any shotgun enemy.
Ooh. Basically, shutdown shells that I've got right now, but as an active.
What?
Shutdown shells.
Oh yeah, shutdown shells. I mean, shutdown shells, if I added it, would probably be even better. It'd be like, instantly kill instead of instantly discard.
Yeah.
Sheleton's still making his noise.
Sheleton go brr.
No, Sheleton go...
Look at that. I mean, I keep taking damage because it's, like, kind of difficult to maneuver around this. Yeah, it's just bizarrely overpowered.
Yeah. I don't think they remembered that some guns just have a one clip.
Oh shit, I'm definitely gonna die.
You are totally gonna die though.
Yeah, I'm just running into things though. That's my bad. Shut up, dude.
We still need to get you to play Ghana.
Yep, we do. We do.
And Abortion Birth.
Yep, that's another one. It's on the list.
You see,
I will play it. People seem to think on my Discord that I had a vendetta.
In this position.
Yeah. People seem to think on my Discord that I had like a vendetta against playing Abortion Birth. I don't want to play it on my channel as a series because that's awful, but I will definitely play it on stream or on the podcast. 100%.
Yeah, because like there you have an excuse then.
Exactly, and I don't feel like it'll be completely horrible because I'll have someone to speak to during it.
I don't know. Does it sound cheesy to say I'm a bit of an Abortion Birth veteran?
Yeah.
Because I have played a fair bit of it in my time. Not a huge amount. I still don't know everything in the mod because I'm not that self-loathing enough yet.
Yeah.
But like I know what a good amount of the items do by now.
Yeah. No, thank you, sir. Oh my god.
I wonder if do the bells do their final attack when you suck them up?
Yep, they do.
Nice. Also, funny thing, with the reroll, enemies that explode on death would actually still explode when you transmogged them.
Yeah.
I had to specifically go in and code that out so they wouldn't do that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
But at least you have
I don't care if I die though. It's fine. We're on for like a good time at the moment, so I'm okay if we die.
But I'm having so much fun talking to you.
I'm not saying we're gonna stop. Don't worry.
Splendid.
We got like at least another 15 minutes around.
Yeah.
Last time I said 10. Last podcast I was like,
stop trying to use the Hungering Chamber as your only source of damage.
I like it. Leave me be.
I'm trying to say.
I remember last time I got a comment in the podcast when I went, we got about 10 minutes left and the podcast was an hour and a half longer.
I mean, yeah. But you gotta get that YouTube watch time, you know?
I know. No, I mean, to be fair, if I really wanted to do well, these would be all broken up into 10-minute videos that I'd release once a day. That's how to do well.
No. You want those long videos. You want those girthy videos.
Bit of girth. A little bit of girth to the video. Come on, TurtleMelon. Let's go.
Another Francaise roll?
Of course, Francaise all the way. Let's get weird.
You know what you could do if you want to really suffer?
What's that?
120% damage, though.
Yeah, but also that boss damage is crap. That rate of fire is pretty bad. That reload time, oh my god.
Boss damage is probably going to be cancelled out by your damage, so it's just going to feel normal.
No, this is a genuinely terrible roll. Like, the only good thing there is damage. I suppose spread
rate
as well.
Rate of fire, 92, reload time. Reload time's low, but I can't see how...
The reload time plus clip size and the fire rate, just them three are not good together. And we have 2 heart containers too. This is not a very good roll, but I'll stick with it.
I mean, you know how damage works, right?
You have more of it, you kill things quicker, I'm assuming?
Yes. But, like, your boss damage is likely going to be cancelled out by your normal damage.
Yeah.
So, fighting bosses is just going to feel normal. You have a slightly lower fire rate. I don't see how this is meant to be, like, absolutely terrible.
I really don't like having really long reloads with really, like a lot smaller clip size. Like, reload times, especially long reload times, are probably my least favourite thing in Gungeon. And I actively avoid most items that have really long reloads. Unless they're,
by the way,
really powerful.
I actually went through all the RNG enemies and decided to flesh out their page on the wiki a bit more.
Alright.
They still don't have sprites up there yet. But I went through and I checked all their health stats, and surprisingly enough, for some, the only discernible difference between, like, the pirate and western bulletkin and normal bulletkin is health.
Alright.
Yeah, they have slightly more health.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
We only have 4 shots in this pistol. Oh, not having only 2 health.
4 shots. 4 shots would be a good name for a Gungeon 4 Souls game.
Oh my god.
That was actually my idea, by the way. Instead of collecting souls, you collect master rounds.
Yeah, yeah.
And because there would no longer be floors attached to bosses, I was actually going to draw completely custom master rounds for each boss. Designed after each boss.
You could actually also, instead of having it just be master rounds, you could also have it as a way of, like, you have to build the bullet that can kill the past, and then that's how you win. How many pieces?
No,
is there 4 pieces or 5 pieces?
There are 4 pieces.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't want to do that, though, because I wanna draw master rounds and feel special.
I mean, I think master rounds could still be a good thing to have in the game. No denying that would work.
No, but like as a different thing, the master rounds as the opposition to souls, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to not get hit to get them, just because they're meant to be a funny thematic change. But like, I don't like the idea of collecting bullet pieces, because while it makes a lot of sense, there's the logistics of it don't make sense. Like, would you just have a bullet piece on every boss's card? And like, if so, what bullet piece, you know?
Yeah.
Do you just pick all 4 bullet pieces? That doesn't make sense. You pick one, well, oh, I've got 4 planar leads. Guess I have the bullet now.
Well, I think the way that you'd have to do it is you'd have to make 4 sets of the bullet as cards or as pieces, and
yeah,
you'd
have to make 4 sets of. You'd have to make 4 sets of all 4.
Oh, fuck this room.
Enjoy this. Just no, Turtle. Give it a good try first.
No,
okay?
I've got an item that if I get hit, I lose. I'm not losing it to this. Oh, I didn't even give myself wax wings. I put wing. Right, give.
Just give it a shot anyway, since you've got nothing to lose now.
I don't like rooms like this. They're terrible.
Yeah, they're terrible because you can't do them.
I don't like trap rooms like that. I'm not participating.
I mean, I can understand not liking them. I can understand not being good at them. But the fact that you won't even try it is hilarious to me.
You're that roundabout.
Oh, come on. You didn't even lose that to the trap, right?
No, but I did lose it to a spelling error, and I feel it's just that I just get rid.
Spelling error that you made!
I know!
In attempting to cheat!
Well, I was already attempting to cheat. I might as well cheat it back in. I genuinely,
fair enough.
I just don't,
saying what.
I just don't like
trying
trap
to
rooms.
anticipate. I'm just. I feel like I'm here to say in real time what people are typing in the comments.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I have a purpose.
A man of the people.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't like trap rooms that are overly complicated, especially on the first floor. That should not be on the first floor at all.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not first floor material.
And considering as well that the first floor doesn't even have trap rooms, like really.
I have made 2 trap rooms that can appear on the first floor. One of them simply involves like walking around some turrets. It's not very hard at all. And one of them is just dodge rolling between a couple significantly sized platforms.
Mm-hmm.
The only threat is a pit, basically.
Yeah.
And it's not like a fucking Ninja Warrior gauntlet like that was. It was just a few dodges and you're through.
Yeah.
I feel as though for the first floor, you really only want very, very simple trap rooms.
Yeah, that one's overly complicated. I mean, that's probably... I didn't test it, but that looks like one of the hardest trap rooms in the game right now, compared to, like, default trap rooms.
Honestly, it doesn't look too bad to me, but with high speed, I can kind of see where you're coming from.
Yeah, like... Any single room in the game that requires you to jump onto a small platform really, really depends on your speed and dodge roll stats. Which is fine considering most runs you'll have default, but there is runs where you won't, and especially if you play with mods and use Francaise a lot, which a lot of people are doing right now.
You see, the simple solution is that you just got to get good.
Get good. Yeah, that should definitely be a Forge trap room.
Yeah. Hollow or Forge is where I'd put that myself.
Considering the similar trap rooms already on the Forge, I would say that works with the Forge.
Yeah. And by then, you will have had ample opportunity to get the rat boots so that you don't have no right to complain anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, where were we? I can imagine probably, like, adding explosive barrel as an enemy.
Oh, yeah,
you get no rewards for killing it. Destroying it deals 1 damage to other enemies. Okay, explosive barrel, right? Yeah, It has 1 HP. You can destroy it on any roll. It gets no rewards. It deals 1 damage to all other active enemies when killed. And on attacking another active enemy while it is active, if you roll like, let's say like a 5 or something, then explosive barrel goes off by itself, damages you as well, and deletes itself.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that seems like an interesting sort of utility enemy, even though we both know they're not enemies.
I mean, you can
are they?
You can have like utility type enemies that are like the snake turrets. That, like, if left alive for long enough, they buff other enemies or something.
Yeah.
Lots of interesting stuff you can do. You can even have tables as loot cards.
I suppose. What do you propose they would do?
They could just be like roll 1 or 3. Roll 1 to 3. It breaks. Roll 4 to 6. It blocks a bullet. Something like that.
Makes sense.
So it's like a 50-50 chance to block damage.
Hey, it's this thing.
Well, okay then.
I hope this is set to rare.
Oh yes, me too. It gave me some curse, a lot of curse, and renewed. I believe
renewed heals you.
Oh, renewed's the shit one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So you just got given curse and were healed when you were on full health.
Nice. Pop, pop.
What was the other shrine?
It was the blood one, which no one likes.
Oh. Right.
That piece of garbage.
Shrines would also be a good random event.
Yeah, really good random event, yeah.
Especially the Chance Shrine.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You can do some cool
I like
stuff with
that room. That one was
room's
fun.
Interesting. Perhaps I need 40 for my next play on that.
Pop Pop could just be like, you can choose to pay a large amount of casings and to gain damage or do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it could be pay the money and you've got a roll. If you get a positive on it, it allows you to roll 1 dice before your damage roll and pick which result you want to use.
I mean, that makes sense as well.
Because then it's like you're shooting.
But we need to think of something really memey for Fusilier, and of course Amaconda and Lead Maidens and all the meme enemies. Also, that room appears to be in the right pool for once. Yes. They've probably fixed it immediately, but it's in the right pool.
I literally messaged Bunny during that podcast that it happened.
I don't know why I said for once, as if that room had a long and enduring history of being in the wrong pool.
No, it got fixed immediately, like literally like an hour after the podcast got recorded. Not even after it went live.
It's kind of weird that the one boss that doesn't look jammed when it's jammed is this guy.
Yeah, and also he's the one boss that has new attack patterns when he's jammed too. It's very strange.
Yeah, it almost makes me think that they like wanted to do that for every boss. This guy was one of the first.
Yeah, I was just about to say
this guy was one of the very first bosses they made.
Considering this was one of the first bosses, it was definitely an intended feature that just never got fleshed out.
Yeah, they just never. I guess they didn't think it was interesting enough or something.
Maybe they just thought it was too time consuming.
Maybe, but I mean, considering that like one dude with modding tools and not like the official code can make like a whole hard mode in a couple months.
Yeah,
it can't be that hard, surely.
Maybe it was just something that got put to the wayside and they were going to finish later on in the game's cycle and just never got round to it. I mean,
could also be it.
I think it's
there
most
are a few
likely
orphan things like that.
Considering something like the fact that the third floor originally only had 2 unique bosses, and then originally got it, and then got its third one added in. Considering every other floor had 3, that to me proves that they ran out of time.
I mean, yes, but they've had a lot of time since.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine if Farewell to Arms had added that, like unique attack patterns for jammed bosses?
I always really hoped that jammed enemies would have unique patterns rather than just being a bit stronger. I'd rather them be just as strong as they normally are, not have extra health. Do the double damage still, but not have extra health and just have new patterns.
Hey, speak correct. New feature for hard mode.
Also, when I actually play hard mode on my YouTube series, which I am pretty much available to start now, considering Speed Create's taking an extended break from hard mode, it's going to be a long time before it gets quote-unquote finished. So I'm pretty much good to start it now. Should I play with Neighborino's challenge mode on, where you can have thingy enemies on? Champion enemies.
Champion enemies sounds cool.
Hard mode with champions.
All jammed.
And all jammed. Ooh, I would like to do that, but that would push me over the curse limit.
Yeah.
Sad when you see one of the best shrines in the game and you don't have the ability to use it. It's actually...
That'd be a cool random encounter shrine.
Yeah, definitely. Lose some health.
-1 HP, +1 damage, and gain a curse tile or something.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that the perfection round gives you curse. Hey, Lord of the Gems.
Hey, buddy. What's up?
So I guess I'll go and do this then.
Long time no see. Hey, dude, why didn't you invite me? You know, you had this big party and you didn't invite me.
He's very upset.
Come on. Yeah, like, you invited Steven, you invited Christy, you invited the fucking raccoon. What's the deal, man? I thought we was friends. Yeah, you invited the fucking raccoon. What is he, chuckle matter? No. You think I'm some sort of chucklehead? I got a massive fucking scythe.
This run feels so bad now, after losing perfection round. It just feels garbage. Oh, really? You gonna do me dirty like that?
Yeah, you even invited a fucking mimic! Do you have no standards? Do you know what mimics live like? He smells like rotting sausages.
Rotting sausages. Lovely. Oh.
And what do you think a mimic would smell like? They eat people and they sit around in secret rooms all day.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be like sort of damp, rotting wood.
So you're thinking that a mimic wouldn't even smell like flesh and saliva?
I mean, it's not a bit fleshy, but I think if it's still made of wood, then it would.
No,
definitely be more.
I meant as in like because it eats people.
Smell like
and that's
dead
not
people.
exactly a clean. What?
It's just smell like dead people.
Yeah, exactly. And dead people don't smell nice.
I would imagine concur. Not. You can concur. Have you smelled a dead person?
I smelled plenty of dead animals in my day.
Nice.
I doubt a person would smell much different. There used to be this, back when my family had a dog, he passed away years ago by now, but we used to walk him a lot on this one trail, and once on this trail we just found there was a dead deer by the side of it.
Ooh, goddamn.
And over the months as we walked it, we got to see the, like, progressive decay from, like... First time we found it was, like, a fresh corpse, and neither of us had any idea how it got there. Me and my brother, we had no idea how it had gotten there. And over the months as we walked the dog, we just got to see its progressive decay into a skeleton.
Oh my god.
And it smelt something fucking awful.
I can imagine.
We poked it with sticks.
Oh, lovely. Like anyone would do. Oh my god, I'm gonna die again.
Don't make me feel... The roll isn't that bad, though.
No,
Cleansing rounds.
I'm just bad.
Cleansing rounds, that's just the Heck Blaster effect.
Yeah. Has it got a new spray?
Or a chance for it, at least. No, it's always been that.
Oh. Oh, I'm thinking of the one that does the opposite, where it dejams bullets.
Ah, yes. You're thinking of hallowed rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That one dejams bullets, this one dejams the enemies themselves.
Much better. Where's our shoppy? Oh, we haven't been to it yet, that's why. Oh, really? You hidden mushroom bitch?
This should be.
Ah. Good.
Shoe.
This room is broken now.
I think he might just be stuck in the wall.
Nah, I think this room's broken.
Darn. You can always give yourself the camera just to make absolutely sure he's not stuck in the wall somewhere. Just use it a few times. If it clears, Cameria.
Come on, charge up.
Okay, yeah. Looks to be bugged. Give yourself the escape rope.
Go, 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 go!
Epic! Not even gonna get the bootleg?
I mean, I might as well.
Yes, it's very quality, you know? It's quality craftsmanship.
It do be. Ooh, firing a lot of bullets with pop pop. I'm liking that.
Yeah. Pop pop is good. Good.
Pop pop's like my favourite effect in the game, like, because it's so rare and just enjoyable to get. I've always said in all roguelikes, anything that makes me fire more bullets, or randomizes my bullets, or does weird things with my bullets, they're always the most enjoyable items for me.
Okay, can I say something that's kind of weird?
Yes. That is basically you.
I want to make a mini-boss fight on Bullet Hell, where if you enter the floor with 10 curse, you get to fight the Lord of the Jammed directly.
I would love that. It sounds very difficult, but I would love that.
Yeah, like, you get to fight the Lord of the Jammed directly, and if you win, he goes away for at least the rest of Bullet Hell.
Yeah. I mean, he should just go away forever after that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because he'd be dead.
But, like, it should be pretty tricky and completely optional.
It should
but,
just
like,
reward you with only cursed items as well.
Let you revel in your victory.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know,
yeah.
I just think that would be pretty cool.
I would, yeah. I'd like that. A lot. I like it a lot.
Oh, as for support enemies in a Gungeon 4 Souls, the obvious answer is, of course, the cubes and gun reapers.
Yeah, there's a lot of different support enemies that would work really well for that. Ooh, I love this thing. I think it gives me curse, but obviously I don't give a damn about that. Lowers my health, but if I get around, I think it's 100 kills, it gives me my health back and gives me some fire it.
I love it when I hear a creaking noise in the building that's meant to be empty.
Oh no. Spookers.
Yeah, if I die on stream, remember me.
If I die on stream.
Not on stream, on recording, remember me. And don't you dare cut it out. Turtle, if I fucking die on one of these recordings, you keep that shit in.
Okay, it'll be your legacy.
How sad.
Y'all remember that time Nevernamed died on my channel? That's how to get some clout.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, notoriously on YouTube, filming dead people has been the way to go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, YouTube usually promotes that sort of stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead.
Mama.
Didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, carry on, 'cause nothing really matters.
It's got real too fast.
I want to make a gun called Mama just because of that song.
Whenever you
does
fire
bonus
it,
damage.
Whenever you fire it, it just goes ooh.
That'd be cool, but like my idea was like when you do bonus damage if you get right up close and put the gun right against the enemy.
Yeah.
Put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead.
Did you see that? Did you see that someone, I think it was Robot, made an Apache gun? I think I sent
yes,
you that,
the one you DM'd it to me. Yes, the one that fires big smiley faces.
I loved that so much. That was so funny. Oh my god.
Where's the Nevernamed gun? Jeez.
What would that even do?
Actually, it was actually going to be one of those. Maybe still will be, considering that they are continuing development. Freakout.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know that they were considering putting reference to me because I worked a lot to help out Freakout with sprites and stuff.
Yeah.
They were considering putting a gun in the game that was a reference to me, and they called it the Never Action Rifle.
Yeah, the little beta that I played was really enjoyable. It seems like it's a promising game. It has some unique features that I liked and big items and shit.
I do want to see the game, continued.
Yeah.
Because I do think it is promising. I have contributed plenty of different ideas for it. Asked, of course,
Yeah.
And plenty of different sprites as well.
Yeah, I did a decent amount of playtesting for it. I played it quite a bit. I think I got like 5 or 6 hours in it.
Should totally play it for one of these podcasts.
I don't even know if I have it. I'm not even in the Discord anymore because it kind of died. I assumed it just stopped development because it just nothing happened for 4 months.
I believe recently they said they're going to be coming back to it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Which is a good thing. I'm excited to see where they go with it. Poison.
Trash cannon death.
Killed by the trash cannon.
I forgot that the poison would go through into the next room.
Lovely.
Look how close I was to the edge of it as well.
How long has it been since you died to poison?
Oh, a little while. Certainly a little while. Oh my god, but that was enjoyable.
I think it'd be cool to play Freak Out for one of these podcasts, you know?
Yeah, well, I've always kind of had the idea of having a sort of let's look at type series, but I kind of I shied away from it because it was too difficult to manage buying all the games that I might only play once and stuff. But I think it'd be more interesting for something like this, where we just
make it donate based. Make it donate based. People can donate games to you and you'll play them.
I do actually.
You're gonna get some fucking weird games.
I do actually
if that
have
happens,
a little backlog of donated games to play. Like I've got like 3, maybe 4 games that I've had gifted to me. Like one of my moderators gifted me FTL a really long time ago, which I've played a little bit of, but I definitely need to play more of.
I've played FTL before. I suck at it. Never beaten it.
Someone gifted me Don't Starve Together. What else did I get? A game called Whopper, which is apparently like a roguelike.
Whoppo?
Yeah, Whopper.
Is it called?
I think it's Whopper.
It's not a roguelike at all. It is, but it is fucking amazing, and I would 100% recommend that you play it.
Yeah.
It is more story-based, and I know your channel centers around roguelikes, but, like, it is one of my favorite games since I played it. It is absolutely fucking phenomenal.
I got that gifted, and then
I can't recommend it enough.
I very recently got gifted, what the hell is it called? It's a very popular game. Let me go and check. Hyper Light Drifter.
Well, yeah, we can, you know, at any given time, we could play pretty much anything on one of these, because there are no rules. We don't have any rules on what we can do in these.
We do not.
Besides from the fact that we... What?
We don't have any rules at all, no. Literally the only sort of reason this is Gungeon-based is because both of our channels are.
Yeah, we're just sort of starting off with Gungeon, and it'll probably remain pretty Gungeon-based.
Yeah, it'll be like...
we can do anything.
Yeah.
We can do anything we want.
It'll be kind of like 80% Gungeon.
Pretty freeing for you, I can imagine.
I mean, it's nice to be able to jump away from games that I'm super used to and jump into other stuff. I think the best thing about Gungeon, at least for now, is it's allowed both of us to build up a pretty decent idea of how to go about the podcasts, because we both have a lot of talking points to jump off of with Gungeon, especially you from the modding side. So it's given us a lot to start on.
Yes, I can pretend to know what I'm doing a lot more with Gungeon.
Yeah. So I think now we've kind of got into the flow. We're certainly open to more suggestions. And honestly, if people really, really do want me to do this, and you really would want me to play a game, as long as it's not something super not safe for work or something that's crazy stupid.
Oh, I was gonna suggest Hoonipop.
Hoonipop, yeah. As long as it's not something crazy not safe for work or like absolutely stupid, like Shower with Your Dad or Walking Simulator, sort of games, then I am willing to take...
Parable.
I do have Stanley Parable. That's a great game.
Have you played it?
I have played some of it. I've not played it all. But yes,
you have to finish it. Probably not too good for a video or a podcast. It's something it's best experienced alone, like not recording. But if you have time in your own time, I would 100% recommend playing some more of the Stanley Parable.
It's been a long while since I played it, but yeah,
it is amazing.
It is very good, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not very good for recording or even for a podcast, but like it's something that's best experienced alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, as I was saying, if you do want to donate a game, you can. And I can't ever guarantee it will definitely be played, but if people are sending me them and they really want to see them, I will try to make sure they get featured on this podcast. I will try to make sure of it, even if it's just for one segment. It will be kind of a goal.
We gotta write some of this stuff down.
Yeah, because I'm definitely open to it.
What shall we do next, Podcast Turtle? What do you think we'll do next time?
So I think we should either do Basement Seed. That's a definite contender because that's fun. And I have a lot of like Isaac mods that you probably haven't seen too much of yet, so that'd be enjoyable. I think Basement Seed's a good contender. Or if we want to stick with Gungeon, is there any other Gungeon challenges that you've got in mind right now?
Not in mind right now, no.
If we get any suggestions on this video for some really good ones that kind of stand out, then we'll do it. We've got the marathon one.
We should write a list.
Yeah.
We should write a list and do them in order of like, do the older ideas first.
Yes, we should.
So that way we actually get to them.
So I think I might even put together some sort of way for you guys to submit ideas in the description. I'll have a look at doing that.
It's called the comment section, Turtle.
No, but I mean, like, make a proper submission form thing, so I can get like a formal list.
Turtle. I know that you deal with paperwork and you like dealing with paperwork, but trust me, it's a comment section. It's not that hard to read. True.
It's just that the comment section can get flooded, and I don't want to lose an idea in the comment section.
I mean, there are, like, you can get like a couple hundred comments and still have them easy to read, you know.
True. Yeah, but either way, if you want to leave a challenge idea, just title it challenge idea, then whatever your idea is, and we'll. It doesn't even have to be a challenge, but you know what I mean. Podcast idea, and we'll look into doing it. Of course, you've seen some of the stuff we've done already, so you can kind of get a gist of the sort of things we might want to do. Obviously,
maybe we could fuck
challenge
around in Cosmotier multiplayer.
Oh my god, Cosmotier. But yes, of course, today's challenge was a bit of a lighter one. I just wanted to mess around and show off Nevernamed's new item because it's interesting.
Oh, thank you.
And I felt like it deserved a showcase, and it was interesting enough to deserve
I didn't even have to harass him about it. No,
it's just an idea I had. And like I said, we do have other ideas. Heat signatures, obviously, on the back burner, ready to kind of go when we want to do that. This marathon mode, certainly a possibility, but that's going to be a much longer podcast.
Yeah, Turtle's gonna have to like find some time where he has like 6 hours free, and I have to like learn to drink caffeine.
So it'll probably be on a Saturday. We'll probably have to start pretty early in the morning.
For you?
Yeah. Like
early in the morning for you is probably really great for me because that's just like the afternoon.
That's exactly why I say in the morning. To make sure that you can
honestly,
stay up
if it's in the morning for you. It's afternoon for me. I can probably definitely make like, because we're sort of thinking that 6 hours is probably the maximum it would reach.
Yeah, we need to make that time available.
And even that's and we want to have at least that much time.
So we do that
since marathon mode is huge.
Yeah, we definitely want to do that, and that would be like a super long like special podcast. Maybe we'll aim for that to be like episode 10 if we can plan around that.
Why episode 10?
I don't know, it's just like the first sort of bigger milestone episode.
True.
And then it gives us enough time to plan for it as well.
Oh, by the way, Turtle, speaking of the Stanley Parable, if you like the Stanley Parable, you should definitely play Dr. Langeskov the Tiger and the Terribly Cursed Emerald.
Ooh, I've not heard of that. I'll have to take a look at that.
It is it's a pretty short game. It's free as well, and like you can get through it and be like done in 20 minutes, but it's very fun.
Cool.
I would recommend it, whether... You know, it's again not a video you'd probably play on your channel, but
just something to play for my own time.
Not a game, but like just in your own time. Just in your own time, if you have the time.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend that for a game that you should have a look at.
Yeah, cool. Will do. But yes, I think we'll end off the podcast here, mainly because I have plenty of other recordings I have to do today to make sure that you guys get videos this week. I think I already have a decent amount backlogged, but I'll get some more done. I also need to record Risk of Rain today as well.
Isn't he such a bore with his work? And his videos and his recording and his backlog. All I'm going to do is sleep.
I know, I've got to have to do work and stuff. It's terrible.
Oh, the scandal.
It's terrible. No, I am very grateful to have a job during this lockdown. Otherwise, if I hadn't got the one I have now, I otherwise wouldn't have a job at all, which wouldn't be great. But yes, we will end it off here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, as I said, make sure to leave any challenge ideas, and if you really do want to gift a game for this series, obviously no obligation to whatsoever, but if people feel really that way inclined, then do message me on Discord. You can get in contact with me there, and I'll add you on Steam or whatever platform it would be on. But yes, I think
please comment something absolutely crazy to try and make Turtle play something stupid.
There is certain. By the way, do not gift me a game without asking me first, because I do not want people to spend money on games that I will not play. Make sure to please ask me first.
Come on, buy him like 7 gift copies of Hoonie Pop.
I have like 3 or 4 games that have been gifted by friends in my
I thought you were gonna say I already have 3 or 4 copies of Hoonie Pop.
I have 3 or 4 copies of games in my Steam list that I will never ever play because friends have gifted me to them, even though I told them specifically not to, like Euro Truck Simulator and stuff like that.
Oh, the game of the year.
Yeah. But anyways, yep, I'm going to have to end it off here,
I think.
Yeah,
one last thing. You said you have Don't Starve Together.
Yes, I do.
We should play it together sometime.
Yeah, I'd be very much up for that. But yes.
Yeah, I have never been able to survive very long in the game because I'm not too good at it, and everyone else I've ever played with has been a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, I've never played it, so I will be bad at it.
Yeah, everything's on fire and they're just running around doing a rain dance. Fucking idiots.
Oh my god. But yes, hope you guys have enjoyed this podcast. We will hopefully be back again next week. As you guys know, this series isn't a regular series, as in, like, it does not have a time of the week or whatever, but it just comes when it comes. We try to make it weekly when we can. This one might be a bit later than the usual one. Next one might be a bit earlier or later. We'll have to see. Either way, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye-bye.